Wait, you might be muted, Ginger.
We can't hear Ginger.
I'm literally muted the whole time. This is the best intro I've ever had. Hi, everybody.
There we go. He's unmuted.
Okay, now you're unmuted.
Oh my god, I unmuted the bird chirpings. That's insane. Okay, well the webcams actually are moving, so this is good.
Yeah, this is a good start.
This is a great start. Hi everyone, welcome to the third episode of the Bird Follow podcast. Anyway, we added Squid as a co-host of the show. Official co-host, welcome Squid.
It's true. I'm a true co-host. Hello,
It's true.
everyone.
I'm actually going to do Facerol's intro again.
Guest.
And surprise guest McCain. I'm sure he's there, but the webcam is frozen once again.
Yeah, he can't troll because our webcams are too shitty.
Yeah, but Captain Faceroll, the actual guest of the show tonight, Faceroll is ranked 39th in the world, 8th in SoCal, and a pioneer of the new school Sheik meta. He's known for his insane touch of death reaction tech chases and his infectious personality.
Hello.
Oh my god.
Hello.
Excellent. What a great start to the show. Okay. So the first question that I wanted to ask, and again, we just went over this. I actually don't know the answer to this question, is when and how did you discover the game?
So I played. Okay, so I've played this game casually since it came out. I would do like free-for-alls with my. I have 3 siblings, so we had the perfect 4 children to do 4-person free-for-alls in Smash. So I'd play that casually, and then in 2013, I'm not exactly sure how. Either one of my friends linked it to me, or I found it on Reddit somehow.
Mhm.
But I actually watched Apex 2013 live on Twitch. So that was the first time I'd ever seen competitive Melee, barring I probably saw Wombo Combo. I definitely heard the audio.
Yeah, everybody saw Wombo Combo. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so Apex 2013 was like the first tournament I ever watched, and so I watched that. I thought it was sick. So from that day, I was a Peach main, of course, because Armada won Apex 2013 with Peach.
Oh my
He
goodness.
destroyed PP. PP had never had a chance. He had to up throw kill him like 4 times. So I was a Peach main for like a week. I Googled like Peach Super Smash Brothers Melee guide or something. I found a GameFAQs guide, which was
classic.
basically a notepad file where it's just white background, black text.
Yep.
It's like ASCII art, like denoting like the differences between the paragraph breaks and whatever. I didn't learn much except how to grounded float. So I could do grounded float with Peach, and I would play against my older brother, and he would try and recover with Fox, and I would just grounded float back air like repeatedly every time he upbeat, and I was just really good. And then after that, I like kind of stopped paying attention because I like wasn't really playing. And then I saw Evo 2013, and I paid attention to like the whole donation drive thing, and I watched the Melee on Me podcast and whatever. And so I watched Evo 2013 live on Twitch, and then after that, I kind of looked into finding tournaments. And the first tournament I found was on Smashboards, and it was like an hour away. And I was like, all right, I'm going to this tournament. And I guess also worth noting is I was like a Reddit kid back then. And so on the Smash Bros subreddit, someone linked the newest version of PM at the time. So I was actually a PM player more so than a Melee one.
Really?
Yeah. Because like 2.6 or something had just come out. And so it was on Smash Bros. And I was like, oh, this is insane. I must play this game.
Who did you play in PM?
When I played, so I played with my friends, and I played Ganon, Marth, and Falco.
Good choices. Good choices.
Characters were all insane. I was very good at down throw, shine, full hop, down air, shine, full hop, down air, shine, full hop, down air, shine.
Yeah.
And my friends literally couldn't do anything.
Yeah, that's 2004 Falco right there.
But before I started going to tournaments, I started playing Sheik, and I've actually just been a Sheik main in PM and Melee ever since I went to tournaments. So,
Nice.
yeah. So my first tournament, August 2013, I entered PM only, but the first time I ever saw competitive Melee was January 2013.
Crazy. Now, one thing I wanted to ask too is I know I told you that I said I didn't know when you discovered the game. I kind of thought that you were a doc kid. Were you inspired by the documentary at all?
I'm like, technically the doc came out in October 2013, and I started August 2013. So I'm more of an Evo kid, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started after Evo and before the doc. So that's maybe more accurate. But
yeah, the thing about like doc kids in the documentary is that Evo had almost as big an effect on Melee's growth as the documentary.
That's true.
At the time, the fact that they both happen together means they kind of just blend together, and everyone calls them doc kids. But like Evo having 100,000 viewers, and then like the scene exploded before the documentary even. Because I remember like in SoCal, that's when SSS started. Like SSS #1 was right after Evo 2013.
Really?
And that one had like 140 entrants, and that was like unheard of back then. So like Melee definitely exploded from Evo before the documentary even came out. So
yeah, I think like the documentary definitely, I thought it was awesome. I've seen it like 5 times total in full, and I like thought it was super cool, and that made me want to like get better at Melee. But technically, I think I went to 2 tournaments before the doc came out, I think.
Interesting.
Nice.
That's cool. See, this is interesting too, because when you were starting the game, you were originally from the Midwest, just like me, but you're from around Chicago, and you said your first tournament was like an hour away. Were you like living near the city, or you live in some kind of outskirt that people just call Chicago?
I live in a northwest suburb of Chicago, so technically I'm not from the city. I'm like an hour away.
Gotcha.
Regular traffic, but I'm in the same county, and to everyone that isn't in Illinois, I'm from Chicago. I'm like basically from Chicago, but I'm not.
It's like how everyone in SoCal is from LA, but LA is like an hour and a half away or something.
Yeah. But yeah, all the tournaments in Chicago at the time, at least, or in Chicagoland area, if you will, they were like all suburb tournaments actually. So technically, the tournaments weren't actually in like the city of Chicago. So,
well, I would imagine that it's been like pretty expensive to find a venue in Chicago, like in the city.
Yeah, they had a lot of issues with that. Also, like parking is the worst.
Oh yeah,
and driving. I hate driving in cities. It's really
it's not great. So that leads me to my next question, which is, what was the transition like from a Midwestern smasher? Because I don't know if there are stylistic differences that you noticed, or just like the overall skill level of even just the mid-level players, or what it was like the mentors that you met were you in the Midwest as opposed to SoCal. Maybe you could share your thoughts about that a little bit.
Yeah. So I think so when I went to SoCal, I was starting my freshman year of college, and I started playing Melee my senior year of high school. So I've been playing Melee for about a year, 9 months-ish in the Midwest before I went to SoCal. So I don't think I was really like good enough to be able to tell like, oh, like these players have such a stylistic difference, like, because I was just kind of bad, I think. But I definitely did have a couple like things I noticed, like the first quarter I was at UCI, Squid taught me how to shield drop. And so I went back for winter break.
That was a big mistake. I should have done
and no one in Chicago like shield dropped. Like, I'm sure like Kells like could do it, you know, but no one like spammed it.
I don't know if Kells could have done it, man. You're giving him a little bit too much respect there.
Kells can do anything he wants. He can defeat an orangutan.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
But yeah, no. And so no one shield dropped there, and so I wasn't like, at that time I was like top 10 in Chicago, but I wasn't like super notable. But like I was the only one who shield dropped, and like I immediately noticed that I could just be a shield drop monkey and just only get on a platform and then shield drop fair, and no one knew what to do. It was insane.
Interesting. So you think that people just overall, do you think that transition to SoCal players just kind of having more tech skill in general, or is it just shield dropping specifically?
I think shield dropping was weird. Like,
well, that is like during like 2014, 15 or whatever, right? So that was kind of when shield dropping was becoming meta, I guess.
Yeah, like as it was being discovered, I think it like people learned it at different times. Because the thing is, when I first learned shield dropping, we learned about like how to do it the notch method from like Okami and like Sung and stuff. Like they kind of brought it to SoCal, but we didn't know about notches, right? Like we
That's
just
true.
thought like Okami was just like, yeah, I'm just good at it to the right, and I was like, yeah, I'm just good at it to the left. And we didn't know that like the notches were there for it and stuff. So like I don't know, everyone just kind of learned it like half, and then eventually we figured out what it actually is. Like,
That's super funny.
That's
yeah, no,
interesting.
we didn't. I think my controller could just luckily do it on the left, I think, and it couldn't do
Yeah.
it on the right, and so I was like, oh, I'll just shield drop to the left then.
You guys are both bozos. I shield drop straight down for like the first 3 years of my career.
yeah, I know, and I remember you said something about that. Yeah.
Okay, so we're good. We're back. I'll have Echo splice the VODs up. It'll be easy for him. It's gonna be seamless, literally seamless. Yeah.
Let me resume the sentence I was saying before.
Who was talking? What were we talking about? Somebody get me back.
I do remember. We were talking about shield dropping with straight down.
Oh yeah, Squid, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say that you brought up a good point once, which is that to do shield drop turnaround laser, shield drop with straight down is still pretty good.
Yeah.
So that made me be like, oh, that is actually kind of useful.
Do you think that's the only reason it's still pretty good? Because I think that it's optimal still.
I don't know. It's like so much harder for me. Like it's not even. I can't compare it because I can't do it. So like.
Have you ever tried it, Faceroll?
No, I'm not a heathen.
Wow. Okay, sure.
I would love to hear your TLDR reason why shield drop down is better.
Because you don't have to angle your shield in one direction or the other, right? So you don't get
right.
shield poked nearly
As
as
a
often.
Falco main, I definitely get poked when I shield on platforms.
Freaking Sheik mains, man.
But when I play my secondary Sheik,
Oh my
the shield's
goodness.
huge. It's ridiculous.
and you don't have a tail.
Yeah, it's
That's true. Yeah. What if Sheik did have a tail? Oh,
That'd be a
she'd be a
big
lot
nerf.
easier to hit. Yeah. That's what this podcast is going to turn into. What if Sheik didn't have needles but instead had short hop laser?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
No, just instead she just had a tail. No other like that's the change that should be made.
hmm So that okay, we can transition from here. So as a Falco main yourself, Faceroll, why do you play Sheik in tournaments so often? What is it about the character that really draws you in?
Well, the main thing about Falco is like I think he's just kind of too inconsistent sometimes.
Okay.
Like a lot of the high tiers. Like I think on paper Falco does super well versus like all the high tiers, right?
I can't
But then,
tell if you're being
like,
legitimate or
get-
not.
Well, Griffin did say he was a Reddit kid before.
Then you get down tilted by Marth, and you're like, of course, if I just never got grabbed, that doesn't even.
Oh my god.
But then you realize that you do. So like you go Sheik versus the Marths and the Peaches and the Samuses and like some of the Foxes sometimes because getting like shined when you're trying to like laser in the corner is really annoying.
Right.
So I just go. I do the Armada, which is like you go like the floatier character until top 8 at nationals, and I just haven't made top 8 at nationals. So I'm just a Sheik man for now.
That's amazing. Yeah, I hadn't thought of it like that before. That's perfect.
Yeah.
It's worked for Armada. Why wouldn't it work for you?
Everyone has a different top 8 character, but we never get to see it.
Oh.
Yeah. But in actuality, I am
yeah.
indeed a Sheik man, believe it or not. And I think her aesthetic is just kind of cool. Like I'm a sucker for like badass female assassin ninja.
Yeah.
Like in League of Legends, I play Vayne. She's like
Nice. Yeah.
or like Akali, who's like literally a female.
Yeah, they're
assassin.
like literally Sheiks of the game.
I don't know. I just like it. I just like that aesthetic, I guess. And she's also pretty good and also pretty fast and like fun to play. So
Yeah, I say the same thing about Falco. People ask me all the time, like, why do you play Falco or why did you start playing Falco? And I just say, I think he looked really cool and he's like, he controls in like tempo kind of. It's just like the aesthetic of Falco and his gangster personality. It's just like kind of cool. Me and my gangster personality. But how good do you think Sheik is? I mean, we don't have to talk about it necessarily in tier list, but do you think that like a solo Sheik main can like win nationals?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that kind of leads me to my next question, which is, what are your melee goals? Like you yourself?
Well, my melee goal is to be the best in the world. So whether that's via skill or like technical ranking, whatever. And I think Sheik is like totally possible. In fact, it might even be easy. In fact, it might even be free. I don't know. I think like I don't know. I think like she could like realistically speaking, I think that matchup numbers are like kind of not really that important. But like I could see her being anywhere from like 1 to 7 on the tier list, just based off like maybe that 55-45 goes the other way, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I say about Falco too. I also answer that question by saying 1 to 7-ish. I don't know.
And that just in the beautiful world of Melee, that just means your character's good enough to win. I think. Yeah. That being said, if you look at it, I mean, we only have like 3 characters winning, but it's fine.
It's also like you only have like 5 people winning, right? And even then, 3 people winning. Like 3 of them aren't even winning or something. So it's like, it's really just ends up being, can you beat the people that are there rather than the characters and stuff. So
that's true.
Yep.
Definitely true.
Yeah. It's like when people bring up like Ice Climbers versus Armada, and like Ice Climbers are just never going to beat Armada, but also almost nobody else is, you know? Like,
true.
So like, is Armada really more disadvantaged? Or sorry, is Army more disadvantaged versus Armada than like any of the other people that never took a set off of it?
That's a really good question, because I mean, Chu took a game off of him, right?
Yeah.
So how many people have taken a game off of Armada, even with other characters? So is it really that much of a difference for Ice Climbers?
Yeah. Also, like, how good are the Ice Climber players compared to the people that are taking sets from Armada, right? Because like PPMD did it. Is Army as good as PPMD right now? And if he was, then maybe, you know, like, we've never seen an Ice Climber player that good. So.
Right, exactly. I think Fly was like number 10 a couple of years ago, and that was like the highest ranked, barring Q in 10 years ago. So
right. Yeah. That makes sense. So you also said something. You said, and I remember this from a tournament somewhere in the Midwest, Faceroll. You said to me, yeah, I think that everyone is actually just really bad at Melee and that it's free to be good at this game. Like, and I could not tell if you were joking, and I couldn't tell if you were joking just now. Like, you were like, yeah, I think that most people are just bad at this game, and like, in reality, the execution and everything about this game is actually easy. We're just not good at it yet. So is that an actual sort of thing that you think? Because that's the second time I've heard you bring it up. There's 3 years of time in between those 2 times, so it must be in your brain.
Be all he talks about. Like, you've seen him twice, 3 years apart. That's the only thing he says over and over again.
Yeah, I just have a couple catchphrases, and you just got I rolled the dice in this. Well, okay. I mean, if you compare it to like established competition, maybe even like mental sports like chess, for example. Like,
true. Yeah.
Chess has been around for like what, thousands of years, right? I mean, if you literally took it by a year basis, the people who were playing chess 18 years after it was invented were probably pretty bad, right? So if you compare them to like now, right? Like, so if you wanted to take if you wanted to take that approach, which I'm not saying it's a perfect analogy, but like getting good in this current moment, in the present moment, might be kind of easy if you compare it to like what humans will be doing in thousands of years when everyone's still playing Melee, because CRTs still exist and it's objectively the best game.
Yeah, I like to compare it to sports and talk about like the institutionalization of them, kind of, because like people are raised to take private tennis lessons for $80 an hour at the age of 10.
That's true.
You know, like,
that's true.
And do this for like years and years, and then by the time they finish high school, they've been playing for 14 years, and like Melee's been out for 18 or whatever. Like, it's so it's like just not close how. I don't know. Like, people are obviously better at those because of the institutions that are in place to like let people get better at them. But also the fact that we don't have those means we're not competing with people who have those. So if you just have a work ethic, you just get better than everyone else because nobody is really, practicing correctly, kind of. So.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I think the other thing, too, is exposure. Because I've always thought about it. And at one point, I thought, man, isn't it so fantastic that we have Armada, Mango, Hungrybox, Mutaking, like all the gods, right? I thought, how fantastic is it that we have these geniuses that just happen to be so good at this game all playing at the same time. Like, this is just amazing. Similar to tennis, how you have like Nadal, Djokovic, Federer all playing at the same time, right? And it's just like these greats of the game are all playing at the same time. And then I thought, what if they're not even that good? What if somebody in India that hasn't been exposed to the game, just hasn't seen it, never got to practice, and we think of these guys as some super genius human beings that are extremely good at competition and handling mentality, but in reality there's probably 6.5 billion people that haven't been exposed to Melee in their lifetimes or even touched a GameCube. So I don't know if we can even say that they're good at the game. So I can see where you'd be coming from if you thought that was a legitimate thing.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is definitely what Squid mentioned, where he's like, most people, even the top 100 players, like, they're not putting in anywhere near what like professionals of other industries are doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's just, if you put in even just 1 hour of solo practice for a year straight, just 1 hour a day, you would be doing you'd be doing more than like everyone else, maybe besides like 10 people. And that's like not really an exaggeration. And an hour is like pretty reasonable, right? So if like that, like part of that's why I don't think it's that hard. And then also part of it is maybe like imposter syndrome. It's like, if I can do it, it must not be that hard, you know? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe free is a bit of a hyperbole. But, I mean, who knows? We have players like Zane, who's been playing shorter than I have, and he won a national. So
is that true?
Yeah.
How long has he been playing?
I want to say 2014 or 2015.
This isn't a Zane interview, but
it's definitely after me, either 2014 or 2015.
Really? I should ask him. Yeah. Whatever. But so how much do you practice a day, Faceroll? Because this is actually a more specific question I want to ask. I know that you have actually you joined the workforce, right? Full-time after graduating college.
Now.
I'm an adult.
Yeah. So how do you find time balancing work and Smash? Do you practice every day? Do you only go to tournaments? What's that like?
So I think, like I said, like, if you were to just do like an hour a day, you're already doing more than 99% of the community. So in that perspective, not that an hour a day is like enough to like be the best, but to be like very good, it like clearly is. And so in that sense, I don't think time management is really that, like, it's not like it's like hard to find time in the day. Like, I definitely have an hour that I'm wasting on Reddit or Facebook or Twitch. Or
that's what I've always said too. It's
food.
like, people have asked me like if they think I would get much better if I quit my job, and it's like, maybe, obviously, but I would have to learn to structure my time a lot better, because like, it's not like on weekends I'm practicing 12 hours a day right now, so it's not like I would be doing that every single day if I quit my job. And like, I have enough time to practice 4 hours a day, and sometimes I do, like sometimes I do come home from work and I play Melee until I go to bed at midnight, and that's like 4 or 5 hours, and that's fine, like how much more time do I really need than that? So it's like, hard to say.
Yeah, I don't think so. To like answer your specific question, as far as like playing Melee is concerned, I go to 2 to 3 tournaments a week on average ish. Sometimes it's like 1, sometimes it's like 4, depending on what's happening. So that's time where I'm like specifically like in the Melee competitive zone, like mentally. As far as like playing by myself, it's generally just 30 minutes to an hour. As far as like literally solo practice, like tech skill grind, or like figuring out that you can get infinited by S climbers if you OMSA tech down smash.
Yeah, that was a good tweet. I enjoyed that.
That was good.
So, but yeah, solo practice 30 minutes to an hour a day, pretty consistently. Sometimes I don't, but and then other days I go to like 2 to 3 tournaments a week generally. So that's how much like Melee I'm playing. But of course, I don't really care about anything else. So mentally, I'm always thinking about Melee.
Yeah.
I'm at work staring at a spreadsheet and I'm like counting frame data. I'm like, okay, if I OMSA tech here and down smash, you can ISA frames at 36, so you have 4.
Yep.
Not that I've done that at work or anything, but hypothetically.
You started doing more consecutive OMSA techs against me.
Yeah, because I realized it's just not really that hard, but also it's not really that good, but also it's not that hard. So I'm like,
it's very fun to punish consecutive OMSA attacks.
It's so fun. seeing the damage just go up over and over and over again so fast.
And it's fun to input them too, honestly.
Yeah.
We're both enjoying
It's
it.
just good for everybody. It's fun to watch. I think
The crowd likes it too, yeah. So what does your practice look like? That's another question, because I have this sick fantasy of you just, there's a computer fox and it can tech in random directions and you just grab him.
Solo practice, it's about 30 minutes to an hour of chase practice per day.
It's literally, it's one stock and it's just reaction tech chase the whole time. But what does it actually look like?
So I generally have like 1 or 2 tech skill things that I try and grind, like execution based. So more recently it's been like Sammy naring, because like I can kind of do it, but like not really that good or like not really that well, and it's kind of important versus ice climbers, and I play army like every tournament or every other tournament. So I'll do like execution stuff for like that amount of time or like half of it, where I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna Sammy nair like a lot, or I'm gonna full hop Sammy nair, or I'm gonna do other stuff, or like ledge dashing, where Practical Tasks and Tao Can and other people were talking about the best way to ledge dash, and I was like, wow, I just actually been ledge dashing for 3 years and I just can't even do it the proper way at all.
Yeah, same.
I've solved it now.
Same.
Do
what am I doing with my life? So I'm like trying to practice that like execution wise, or like reaction tech chasing. Sure.
Do you do anything else while you practice tech skill? Like we've talked about how like I'll listen, like watch Netflix or something while I'm practicing tech skill for hours on end or something. Like, do you do anything like that? I know Zane said he listens to music. He'll just like go through an album and
I listen to music generally, but I don't. I'm not like engaged in anything else, I guess.
Right.
Not that you are necessarily either, but I just like have music on.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, in my fantasy, you have your headphones set up and you have your headphones on. It's just the game sound.
Yeah, I was actually just going to touch on that. I've thought about practicing like that, because there's like studies in like the real world where having your practice environment emulate your like performance environment is like supposed to actually benefit you.
Yeah. So, SFAT just tweeted about this recently, but he came over one time and we had a training session, and he has this idea where we put on crowd noises while we practice to like emulate it. And I swear it like makes your heart pump more.
Really?
Play the friendlies. Yeah. It actually like had an effect. I was definitely like, whoa.
Where did you get the crowd noises? Is it like melee crowds?
No, literally just YouTube crowd noises.
No way.
Like, crowd noises, 3.5 hours. Like, because there's something for everyone on the internet. You know?
Have you read The Art of Learning, either of you?
Yes, I love that book.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, in the book, he talks about how he hates playing chess when there's smoke around, so he purposely filled a room with smoke and only practiced in that.
Yeah.
Because he talks about being comfortable with discomfort, essentially.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting. But do you read any sports mentality books or anything, Faceroll? Do you take mentality more seriously than like execution, or how do you feel about that part of the game?
So I actually own both The Art of Learning and The Inner Game of Tennis.
Classics.
And I read like the first 2 chapters or 3 chapters of The Inner Game of Tennis on like a plane, and I was not very enthralled, to be honest.
Ooh.
So I didn't really go like finish it. Mentality, to be honest, maybe a controversial statement. I think you just have a natural temperament and you just have to get kind of lucky. Not to say you can't train your mentality. Obviously that can happen, but like for me personally, I just am very mild mannered and calm in my day-to-day life, and in Melee I'm relatively the same way. Not to say I don't get frustrated or upset, because obviously sometimes I'm like, wow, that's kind of annoying. But I'm not like, I would like to say it doesn't affect me that negatively. To the point where I've never really put in a ton of like concerted effort into improving it, because I just feel like I just kind of got lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a like similar view, but kind of a different conclusion, which is that like everyone, it's kind of like talent, right? Where like, I don't know if talent exists or not, but it doesn't matter. You should do whatever you have and like deal with it the best you can. Because like there's definitely people that seem to have like anger issues kind of, or like the game makes them more angry to the point where it's like I've actually never felt it that bad, right? But I also definitely have a like some struggles and stuff, and I take mentality pretty seriously, and like I have read like 3 or 4 books on it and stuff, and I try to like focus on, like, I write about my mentality a lot after every tournament and stuff, and I try to work on it a lot.
Mhm.
And I think I'm like pretty lucky in the way that Griffin described, and like I have a pretty mild manner in terms of tournaments and stuff. But also, no matter where you are, I kind of feel like you should work at it, and like everyone's gonna have. You're gonna have to learn how you think and how to like make the best use of that, right? So
Mhm.
even if you're like mild mannered, maybe you have to find a way to get yourself more engaged or something else. You know, like what's the best mindset for you, and how do you achieve that consistently or something? So
Yeah, I've always thought the exact same thing, and I thought of it exactly like talent too. The name that always comes up in my mind is Armada. I'm just like Armada never seems like when he's in top 8, even if he's playing against like Jigglypuff, Hungry Box, it's going 8 minutes. He's playing Young Link Puff or something, you know. It never seems like he's just pissed. Like it doesn't seem like he cares when he gets hit. Like he's not rolling his eyes, he's not hitting his leg, like he's not doing any of that thing like that. And I think, is this guy just has he done so much meditation that, you know, he's just realized the answers? Has he had to work every day? Does he journal about his mentality? Has he read all the books, or does he just know? Because I actually think, and through talking with Adam, I think that he has at least pretty natural talent for just having a good mentality for the game. But that goes back to what Faceroll said about just someone's natural temperament. And so that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think you should kind of just be aware of your own emotions as you play, you know? Because I know an interesting example I like to come to is West Balls, who has multiple times said that he likes getting angry, and like getting angry makes him play better. And that's like very much so the opposite for me. Like if ever I get angry at like the character, the player, like something in game, or at myself even, like sometimes I get angry at myself, I always play much worse. So I think just like knowing that about yourself can be helpful. And I think Armada is the kind of guy who maybe didn't put like conscious thought into mentality and like found this, but definitely realized that like if I can stay calm and collected, I can win.
Definitely.
And over the years has just done that more and more, because he's like, the more I stay calm, collected, and focused, the more I win. So
it's crazy. Sometimes it comes down to something as simple as that. It's like, well, if being calm equals win, and I want to win,
right,
I want to be calm. Like it's literally that simple, which is kind of silly. But I know that what's his name? The greatest League of Legends player of all time. What's his name? Faker always talks about when he gets pissed, that's like when he plays out of his mind.
Right.
And I can't understand that. When I get pissed, I literally get force-docked. I kill myself off the stage at the very end. I'm done.
I can't focus. I can't play.
Nope.
Jaedong, a StarCraft player, had like a quote that was famous one time, and his was like, he needs to like hate his opponent and like want to destroy them, and like it was very like Jesus, like kind of scary to read. But I don't know. Everyone's kind of different, you know.
So Faceroll, one of the questions I wanted to ask you was about your favorite matchups, but since we're talking about getting tilted, what are some of your least favorite matchups? I would think that it's playing Army, because I actually watch a lot of freaking Melee in SoCal, and it looks terrible. But tell me, what are some of your least favorite matchups? Do you like playing the Ice Climbers matchup specifically? If you want to answer that too, tell me about it.
I'll just start with the Army thing, because that's more relevant, I guess.
Yeah.
This is always, I guess this is like almost a joke in like Irvine or like Orange County Melee, but I actually think Sheik doesn't do that bad in the matchup. I honestly could very reasonably see that Sheik wins, maybe by a lot, maybe by a little. I don't know, because it always feels so easy when you just play neutral and you just short hop fair, and they literally can't do anything, and you just win neutral 8 times in a row. But you just die whenever you get grabbed, and like, statistically, if there's a 10% chance that you get grabbed just like every minute, you just lose the game, because every time you fair them, you don't kill them, but every time you get grabbed, you die.
Right.
So I don't, honestly, so for me, my opinion of matchups and like how I feel about them has always been directly related to how much I understand about the matchup. It's very, very human, I guess, you know. I don't like the unknown. But if I have like a game plan, obviously, specifically after talking to Drug Fox with like certain lessons, like certain matchups, it's like, okay, I know what I should be doing. And if I ever get frustrated or tilted at something, I can at least refer back to something. Because the worst is when you're tilted and you can't drag yourself out of it using anything because you don't like have anything to like hinge
Yeah.
your good thoughts onto. You know, you can't just be like, well, you know, I should just wave dash back when he does this. If you don't have a game plan, then you know certain things are not gonna go the way they plan. So like I used to hate like, well, okay, I mostly dislike like floaties and midweights who can down smash. So I really hate Peach and Samus and Mario's.
Really?
I just think they're like stupid. I don't know. I hate those characters. So those are like my least favorite matchups for sure.
Okay, interesting.
It's a very human answer. It's based on what I play, but it's definitely Mario. It's Mario.
Yeah, like those are like, and I'm not saying Sheik loses. She probably wins. Like those characters probably aren't very good, you know. But those are just the most annoying for me to play, I think, because I don't know. You just like down smash, and it's just like put Sheik on the ground, and it's just like pretty good, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it.
Yeah.
But that's interesting because I definitely thought it would be like Ice Climbers or Fox, or something that most Sheik mains think are annoying matchups. But I mean, that does make sense. It just
I actually relate so much when you said that like whatever matchup you've been playing is like your favorite matchup, kind of, right? Because like I've had it before when people are like, "What's your favorite matchup?" And I was like, "Well, I've been playing Army a lot, so like probably that." And it's like I haven't lost to a Peach in a really long time, but I also haven't played any, so it's like hard to say, you know. And then I like travel and I play Bladewise, and I'm like, "Oh, I actually don't know anything about this matchup," you know, like or something like that. So it's like it happens a lot where it's like there are players of every character that can beat me. And like some of them I play regularly, and some of them I don't. So it's hard to say what my best matchup is. You know, like I don't know. Like what does that really mean?
I honestly, I think Peach might just be my worst matchup, just because down smash is like an actual punish.
Yeah.
Like, most characters, if I get down smashed by like Mario, like he can like tech chase me kinda, you know, but like not really. But like Peach, it actually just does a lot of damage, and it sends you off stage, and then you get edge guarded. You know,
so you're facing backwards. It's just bad.
The strength of a character's down smash is the
like
list of Facerolls match. Like Luigi's pretty tough for you, I imagine.
Luigi is he is very tough. He like kills you. But as far as like my best matchup or my favorite matchup, this might relate to you a little bit. I don't want to make assumptions, but I also want to make assumptions. I think Puff might be one of my better matchups.
Really?
Almost entirely due to the fact that Prince Abu moved to Chicago. Or, well, he like lives in Chicago. Like he moved like 2 or 3 years ago. And so for medical school from Michigan. And so he didn't really have that much time to go to tournaments and stuff. But he would invite me over to play. And so when I was home over summer break in Chicago, I would like play with Prince Abu for like several hours, and we would like talk about stuff. And so he like just told me a lot of things about the matchup. And because I have a solidified game plan versus Puff, and because I'm like pretty confident in my knowledge versus Puff, Jigglypuff might actually be my favorite matchup or my best one. I think Puff is really bad as a side note. I don't think she's top 3 at all. I think she's like 6th,
I think that Puff could secretly be really bad too. I feel like most people don't think that anymore, but they used to. And all of a sudden now everybody, it's like the new hotness. Puff is top 3 easy, top 2 in the game free.
Okay, I had Puff as top 3 in the game before. my tier list that people used to ask me, and I've been saying this for a long time, but it's Falco number 1, Puff number 2, Marth number 3, Fox number 4.
Wow.
And that's like my troll answer because I don't think tier lists matter at all, you know? I don't think it's like completely unreasonable, but just like looking at matchups and stuff. I'd always say that Puff wins every matchup except for Falco. She loses to Falco. And she beats Fox like a little bit. I don't know. Especially when she's behind. Yeah, Puff beats Fox.
Puff beats Fox, yeah. I'm right on the same page now.
So therefore, like, she has to be second because she, you know. So that's why it's Falco, Puff, and then like I don't know, Marth and Fox are pretty close. They can be 3rd and 4th. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I still think Puff is good, and I don't like the Puff matchup, but I also don't lose to any Puffs. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, me neither. But I also worth noting, I did beat Toussaint at Genesis and also Abi last time we played.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And also I beat Hungrybox if I wasn't bad. So
Okay, yeah, I'm right there with
I don't
you.
know if I don't know if you saw that set at Nudes, but I like won.
Did you actually?
I mean, I didn't, but I did.
Well, I had the same. You know what, Griffin? We're the exact same person.
Hungrybox was sick at nudes.
Oh
But
yeah,
also
he.
played sick.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Uh,
true. It's true.
yeah,
He also won the tournament anyways, though, so it's not like he was playing that bad.
it's a good point. So I had the same experience actually. Puff was one of my. I didn't love the Puff matchup. I didn't hate it. And then, I mean, this isn't the same, but Abby and I had like beef, I guess. I really, really wanted to beat him. And I couldn't. And so I dumped a lot of time into studying the matchup, and then I would talk to people about the matchup. Sometimes I'd talk to Abby about the matchup. I get to play him when he came over, because like you said, he went to Chicago for med school from Michigan, so I got to play with him when I lived over on the east side. And so that became one of my favorite matchups, which is also why Sheik became one of my favorite matchups, because I couldn't beat Beach for like 3 years straight. Literally could not beat him, so I just dedicated so much time to learning the matchup, and it's somebody that I got to play a lot of the time. But that makes sense. I haven't actually seen you play against many Puffs, Faceroll, but that's good that you beat Toussaint. I know that he's gotten a lot of good wins recently. Have you played Michael recently? You guys are both from Chicago, so I'm sure you guys have played sets before, right?
We haven't played super recently because I usually would go back over the summer, but I didn't.
I timed him out.
I'm very positive on him, but he has set wins, so I don't know.
Okay.
I'm like, Michael is also the only Puff that plays the game versus Sheik. Believe it or not.
Interesting.
Yeah, no other.
It's funny because he doesn't play the game in other matchups.
Yeah.
Well, so that's what's okay. That's also just a random side note. Everyone talks about how he's so lame. He's actually just very interactive when I play him, and I don't know if that's the matchup or whatever, or if Sheik is just really good against Puff when she camps because she has needles that she has projectiles that go straight and diagonal down. And, But Michael's the only one that punishes CC down smash, down smash.
Really?
He CC rests it, right?
Yeah, and so you just die. You just die from that.
I know that 4% used to do that too. I don't know if you ever got to play against 4%.
Actually, I played him at Big House 5. And it was a very sad time for me. Because, I don't know if he's from PGH or Neo or both, but I don't know. It was a bad. The crowd was not
bad crowd. Yeah. Both of we don't have to shit talk regions, but yeah. No, I know where you're coming from.
My mentality was a bit affected during that match, and so I definitely I haven't played him. He's retired now, but I haven't played him since I got decent at the game.
Yeah, same. We literally have the same experience because I also have not beaten 4%, and it was really sad when I lost to him. I had opportunities to take games from Hungrybox when I played him. I beat Toussaint the last time we played. Yeah, this is all making sense to me. Should we talk about Falco versus Sheik? Should we just do it?
I'm down.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. You have any questions? Do you have any questions for Griffin about Falco versus Sheik? You want to kick it off, Squid?
Question. I think we should just start with an overview of what we think of the matchup is, and then kind of go from there. I have trouble pinning down the Sheik matchup into something that's simple. I have a tweet brewing right now, which is
I'm hyped.
Is to describe every Falco top tier matchup in one word. And I have one word for all of them, for all 8 matchups except for Sheik. I haven't quite figured out what I want to do for that one. So that's kind of shows that I don't quite understand it. But in my mind, it's Sheik's one of the better characters at dealing with lasers. She's she has a fast wave dash and fast options out of it, like jab and F tilt if she needs to. So she has good out of shield options with it, either in place, forward, or backwards, because she has good wave dashes with it. Big shield means she can power shield even when running, even when crouching and stuff. So she seems like you can't. God damn it. So yeah, she seems like one of the characters better against just consecutive shot lasers, but a lot of her answers to Falco's approaches off of lasers are preemptive. So if she takes laser F tilts or shields laser nairs out of shield, if you do half a beat dash dance and then go in, it beats it a lot of the times. So in my mind, the matchup is largely about Falco establishing laser control, and then approaching pretty quickly off of it, like not just continuing to shoot lasers,
Mhm.
but his approaches have to be mixed up timings. Like that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Because then you're hoping that she kind of guesses wrong over and over again on your approaches, and you can ideally just make her start swinging wildly in place.
Mhm. So here's the thing. This all hinges on the assumption that Sheik is on the ground, right? Like,
Yeah.
if Sheik is on the platforms, and I know this is something that we were maybe thinking about asking Griffin, and I think that this would be a nice transition, is like Sheik on the side platforms in the matchup seems pretty difficult to deal with sometimes. Like if I have the lead, I literally just go to the other side of the stage. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you just don't deal with it.
Yeah, I just okay, sure. I don't want to play that mix up. I don't have to. I don't know if it's good for me or not, so I'm just gonna disengage. And I can't play those mix-ups and make Sheik swing when she's up there. She has a big shield. I can't just jump shine or up air or shield poker her or something like that. She can throw needles down. She can do shield drop aerial. She can do dash shield drop back air defensively. She can
full hop down air.
Full hop down air. If you're dreffing, yeah, you can go to top platform full hop down air if you want.
He got me with that multiple times because I would jump shine a shield, but he just full hop down air.
I don't want to talk
about
like,
this.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, you're right though.
Dressing's good. We don't need to.
You're right. You're very right. So Griffin, I guess that's like the first specific question that I want to ask you about, because Squid was also telling me that you're one of the Sheiks. And this was a good way to talk about it, is at the very beginning of a match, almost every Sheik you both start on the side platform, Sheik charges needles instantly because they're just going to sit on the side platform and make you come to them. But he says you actually drop down and you go to the ground. Do you feel more comfortable on the ground? Do you think that's a better spot for Sheik in the matchup, or is that just your personal preference? How do you feel?
Well, I am according to the documentary, there are 3 types of players, and I'm pure fire. The platform is like the least fire option. I just like kind of want to approach, and I also kind of feel like center stage is kind of good, so just like going to center stage is fine. I actually do not like being on the platform generally when Falco is near me. It's like I feel like it's a mix-up that's kind of Falco favored in terms of risk reward. Like if I'm on a platform and Squid is directly under me, I just am very scared.
Yeah. So I think that's a pretty good spot for Falco. But I think getting there can be tough. Like, I mean, Spark abuses this more than most Sheiks I play, and it's like he'll get there, and to reach him, like to get under him, is pretty tricky because he'll shoot needles, run off fair, like jump right back up or something.
Yeah, he's also very quick. He's quick at like going up and down or whatever. I also found out this thing, and maybe you guys know about it, but if you're on Battlefield and you run off fair and you instantly fast fall, like if you literally fast fall frame 1, that fair will actually
still auto cancel.
It'll still auto cancel.
I know.
It's insane. It's literally I don't know how you're supposed to punish that. I don't know, like if Sheik does instant fast fall fair into dash attack at you, I don't know how you're supposed to be ready for that either. So it's just it's a weird, crazy mix-up.
Forward smashing?
Forward smashing?
Yeah.
Like on the whiff of the fair?
No, just add it.
I haven't, but I guess I will.
Well, because like forward smash just beats fair, and if it doesn't, you trade, and if it doesn't, you omps attack. Right?
That's
so
true.
It's like fine.
Yeah.
I would just forward smash it as Falco.
Yeah. So
literally not even joking.
Like, no, I know, but the problem is then you're basically preemptively forward smashing all the time. Like you just walk up to the platform and just hope that she drops right then because you can't react that fast, you know. So
yeah, but that's fine.
It is fine. It's definitely fine sometimes, and that's definitely worth it a lot of times, but not all the time. And also, I think. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, how do I punish forward smash with like a fair that you omps attack, and now you're on the ledge and you like.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing is like you're big on this, like abusing the fact that you can downhold during ground moves, and like I've definitely taken that from you a lot in a lot of spots and matchups and stuff. So maybe that is an answer. And that's also something that Sheik is weak to, right? Yeah. Like I remember I play Peach sometimes. And my Peach I was studying Peach versus Sheik. And when you do down tilt to punish her fair, it actually just is always favorable for you. Because either you hit her because it's pretty good spacing, or you're just holding down and then you down smash. So it's like really hard for Sheik to space around it and hit it. And that's just true anytime you're punishing someone in the air with something on the ground. you can just be holding down and stuff and use ground moves. So maybe up tilt is also something that, like, if you can get to position to wave dash back up tilt and then get ready to opposite attack or CC down tilt or something.
Yeah, that's something I stole from Westballs, like 2014-15. He was doing a lot of it. He would just up tilt spam and just hold down the whole time, and nobody spaced their moves back then, I guess. Foxes would just run in and try to nair you, and he would just ASDI down shine, like, every single time.
Yep.
Yeah. But up tilt is less rewarding if you trade. If you trade, you don't combo off the up tilt. But if you trade with F smash, they just die sometimes.
That's true. Maybe it's a percent-based thing, too, because, like, you have to think of risk-reward in terms of percent as well. Because if Sheik is at, like, 90%, you go for that forward smash, and you're at, like, 40, it's like, okay, well, this is very much worth if we trade, right?
Yeah.
But then you just take 18% from needles.
Yeah, I don't get hit by needles too often, actually.
Yeah, because you're not forward smashing at the platform.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you can just short hop needle.
Yeah, I don't know. I like in other matchups. I don't know. I like don't get into the mindset of like, oh, I'm gonna prevent the person from like getting over here. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Like if I'm on a side platform versus like a floaty, then yeah, sure, I'll like short hop needle and like take control of this side of the stage. I guess. But like versus Falco, I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm afraid of you getting there, but I'm not preventing you from getting. So
that's so interesting that two people can play the exact same matchup and like you don't even really think about it. And like for Spark, that is his entire game plan.
It's a large part of his game.
I would say 75% of his game plan at least.
Right.
Is literally side platform manipulation, trying to do some shield droppy stuff, some needles, fairs, blah blah blah.
25% of his game plan is when he's forced to play on FD. Yeah.
Right? And so like it's just so interesting to me that you know, play styles can vary so much, and obviously both of you guys are very good players, and like you just think, I think the center stage is good, and I don't really know. I don't think about the side platforms too much. And like literally another person could be like, I don't want to touch the center of the stage. Like I want to go to the platform. It just blows my mind.
I don't know. I just don't like getting up tilted.
Yeah.
So
I don't blame you.
I don't like being up there. I feel like I don't know the statistics, but I feel like I lose when I'm on a platform more often than I win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, if I'm ever on a platform, it's only to avoid lasers, and then I go back down because I'm like, whatever, you know.
Yeah. So
that's it.
Here's something that I was thinking about too. I was literally thinking about this while I was trying to fall asleep the other night. I was like, what about just crouching Sheik? Like, God, crouching Sheik I think is really, really good. I feel like anytime you're on the ground as Sheik, the more I thought about it, I was like, why are you just not crouching?
He is that guy right there. He owns it.
Yeah. So
Faceroll does this thing where he just kind of crouches and wave dashes back and forth, and every single wave dash is an attempted power shield on my laser. And either he gets it or he doesn't, but it doesn't really matter. He's crouching anyways. And it's hard to punish like power shield wave dash back or power shield wave dash forward jab or something. And like even if he misses the power shield one way, then he just shields and does it quickly. If he misses the power shield the other way, then he CCs the laser, so he's like acts out of it fast anyways.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's making use out of the like reduced hit stun by CCing a laser, but still like it's a thing. And also I've definitely had it to where like I approach and then accidentally get CC'd with whatever approach. Like maybe I nared at him or something, you know?
Yeah.
He like shield wave dash back, CC grab or something. I don't know. So
that makes sense. Is that kind of how you view crouching, Faceroll?
I honestly pretty much only do that on FD because I like jumping is really scary. But since I can dash out of crouch, which I guess most people can't, it's like also just like it's not like you have the lag of wave dashing, which is relatively minuscule, but it's still there, you know. But like when you dash out of crouch, it's like just
instant.
You're just moving on the ground and you're just under the laser, and then you're on the ground and under the laser and now you're ground and stuff. So that's like definitely a mix-up that I intentionally think out about a lot on FD, just because I always jump and then die, so I try not to jump, but then I have to jump anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't crouch as much as maybe like I ASDI down a lot. Obviously, like I hold down during all ground moves, but in most matchups, I'm not like crouching too often. But it might just be pretty good. Because sometimes you're just waiting, and if you're waiting, you might as well just be crouching.
Yeah.
'Cause it's not
Yeah.
like I can't dash out of crouch or jump out of crouch.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
wave out of crouch, you know?
I think the
Yeah,
only
I
hard thing
definitely-
would be like up tilting, but like you're gonna up tilt in place or something against Falco.
Yeah.
Kind
And
of
even
an odd
then,
option.
it's not
Yeah.
that hard.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It's hard, but it's not that hard. So,
hmm But
yeah. I've actually thought the same thing. I know I think I talked about it last time I was on the podcast, which is to do laser crouch because
Yeah.
like if you're gonna wait anyways, may as well crouch. So like, why not laser crouch dash forward down air instead of laser dash dance down air? Like it's
Yeah.
almost the same, you know.
mhm.
But,
Yeah.
and that's kind of similar with Sheik. It's like instead of like dash dance dash attack, you could crouch dash attack. Like
Yeah. And something I was thinking about too, and I remember I had the Falco Discord test it for me a while back, is how low a laser has to be to catch. I think it was a dash attack, and I think that you have to get one of the 3 lowest laser heights. Maybe it's one of the 2 lowest laser heights. Like you have to get a pretty perfect laser. I'm not saying you can't do it consistently or anything, but if you want to get like stuff a Sheik moving at you with a dash attack, you have to get a pretty perfect laser. So I was thinking about a scenario where, a Sheik is just crouching in the center of the stage. I'm kind of off center, and I do a short hop laser, and they crouch, right? Let's say they even get hit by it. They could get hit by it, and then Sheik dash forward dash attacks. If I do a second laser, I have to get that laser incredibly low. Like, I think low lasers are more important against Sheik than they are against Marth, which is crazy because I think they're insanely important against Marth. But the more I think about crouching for Sheik, the more I think it's incredibly important that you get the low laser. Because if you get a higher laser than that too, then it's the freest power shield of their entire lives. Because they get like 8 extra frames to do it because the laser just travels above them. So,
yeah.
and then if they get hit by the laser, it doesn't even matter because they're taking reduced stun. And then, like you said, you can dash either forward or back. And then if you do the dash attack, it's incredibly hard to hit them regardless. And then you can also boost grab mix up to that too. So I can't just shield and then punish every single time. And then if I want to follow that laser in, you always have the option. And I was thinking about it on platform stages too, where you crouch in center stage and then laser hits you, they run in with an aerial. Or even if they don't run in, you just dash back out of crouch, and then you just turn around like shield pivot, or even just pivot like Zane would or whatever. And then you're underneath the side platform, and if they haven't approached you, you just go up onto the side platform. And so you either dash back out of crouch and whiff punish an aerial coming in, and then you just reaction tech chase grab them to death, or you just set up the spark stuff where they haven't approached you, or they're on the other side of the stage, and then you just go up to the side platform and then just shoot needles or do fairs or whatever.
Or charge needles, which is the big one.
Or charge needles.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So I was
In
thinking about
my
that.
opinion, charging needles is what makes Sheik so annoying because it's like she can improve her position while
Mhm.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
no, that
I guess
sounds-
I was just thinking about how powerful that is as a mix-up, and you can always do just take laser forward tilt out of that too. There's always that mix-up as well, and I feel like Sheiks just literally aren't doing that. And most of the time, if I shoot a laser and I'm pretty close to Sheik, I feel like I can just run in with an aerial, and they either shield it, and sometimes I cross up, or they do a forward tilt and it stuffs me, or I do that dash dance and then I actually hit them, or I do a late aerial, and even if they shield, I set up shield pressure, but I almost never get dash back out of crouch like grabbed. That only happens against Fox and Marth, and I think that Sheik, especially if she crouches a laser, just has the ability to.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I don't do it. I'm sure I've done that once, but I don't do it. I don't think I do it too often. I generally try and contest like directly as opposed to moving back until I decide that.
Yeah, well, you do shield wave dash back more than you do take laser dash back.
Yeah.
Also, like, there in my eyes, there's not like a huge reason to take a laser dash back unless you were doing something else. So, like, if you do, because like if you crouch, I guess if you crouch the laser and dash back and make use of the like reduced frames from crouching, but like that's kind of in the future. I don't think anyone's like intentionally crouching lasers right now.
I think they should.
Yeah, I agree. I think they should, but it's like pretty not common to do that. But also, like, if you could have wave dash back and gotten the same sort of thing, what I like is when you like forward tilt, take laser dash back, because then it's like the forward tilt covered something, and then the forward tilt's hard to punish because you can dash back out of that take laser. So,
Right.
like, that's the real reason to take laser, in my opinion, is to like cover one thing, but then act out of the laser, canceling the lag on whatever move you did.
That makes sense. I'm just
That does
thinking
make sense.
maybe also power shielding aerials would be really, really easy too. And I need to test it, but I was thinking if you do and if a Sheik is crouching in center stage, you short hop laser, right? And let's say hits them, and then you do a short hop down air, immediate, right? Trying to just catch them right away, approaching. Does that down air hit them right away, or do you actually have to fall on top of them because of how low Sheik is? Because if it doesn't hit them right away, they can actually just power shield that on reaction to you moving forward.
Wait, you're saying
it would be a mix-up because you could mix up laser timing as an approach, but if you do an aerial at all, they would just be able to power shield during that aerial timing.
Wait, I'm confused. You're saying she's crouching and takes a laser while crouching?
Yeah. And then you do
tries to
immediate
power shield
dash
the
forward aerial. Yeah, and then you could just react to them moving forward a dash short hop, and then she could just shield on reaction to you doing that.
I don't think you can react to that.
If the down air doesn't hit, I think it could. Because the thing is, you have to think about how much startup there is. You have to dash for at least one frame. We're breaking down frame data, but I think this is important.
Take laser and then re-crouch.
Well, that's fine.
Actually,
because you're not reacting. The whole thing is you're reacting while you're in stun. It's fine. You're just watching the Falco. Yeah. So the thing is, like, there's 1 frame of dash, and then there's 5 frames of jump squat, and then there's 5 frames for the down air to come out. That's already 11 frames, and if it doesn't hit them immediately, then let's say that adds 3 extra frames, 4 extra frames. That's like 15 frames, and this is all a primed reaction, which is just like you're sitting there waiting for them to approach, and if they don't, then you can literally just sit there and keep taking them. Wait for a bad laser, power shield it if you want. I don't know. I just think that it could be pretty powerful. And the more I think about crouching Sheik, and specifically crouching Sheik in center stage, the more powerful it gets in my mind, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think I could definitely just like crouch more, like I said, instead of waiting. I'm not 100%. I never really liked too much power shielding aerials because grab's already frame 7, and like your tilts are like frame 5.
Yeah,
and, like I feel like personally, they would have to do an early aerial in general for you to power shield it, and the 2 frames are not going to make or break the fact that you can punish the aerial. Also, if you hit them with F tilt or down smash, they're grounded anyway, so they're just going to ASDI down, and that's just worse than grabbing them.
True. True.
But F tilt's definitely better if you like space it because it reaches way further. So I could probably catch like early downer drift back. Yeah,
right. But the thing
I've
is, the
never
spacing in that situation wouldn't be up to you, but that makes sense. Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of Sheik power shielding and then like down smash or F tilt moves. People are like, oh, like Android does that. Why don't you do it?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, grab is just better in every situation, and it's like the same. Like that's my.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I was just thinking, and maybe I kept saying power shielding, but I think you could just shield on reaction, and I think that it would be a power shield.
Grab.
I think it just would be a power shield, and I think that you could grab probably. Also, power shielding does help with grabbing because you get the shield pushback, which helps save you from shine. It's just a little small weird optimization, but maybe something to consider.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of like leaving yourself susceptible to a Falco mix-up. Like just taking a laser and being like, I will let him do a mix-up on me, kind of, like...
Yeah, but I feel like if you're not doing that, then you're just giving up space, right? Because you have to move backwards if you don't want to participate in the mix-up.
Or swinging wildly, which is what I described earlier, right? Because, like Sheik either has to, like, wave dash back and forth or swing after every laser, basically. That's how I view it. To like, she's either, like, going all in with something like the dash attack, which I don't think is that good. You, like, made it seem pretty scary if you're, like, lasering twice in a row pretty close to her, but you can be just outside of range of that too, and like if she whiffs that dash attack, she's in big trouble. Sometimes Falco just jumps over it.
That's true.
Mindlessly lasering, they're not trying to do anything, and then the dash attack, it just goes under Falco, and then Falco lands, drinks a cup of his coffee, his Addy, because he's a Falco, and then he's like, oh, I can just shine them. And then you just shine me. And it's just, I DI away and you don't get big of a combo. I'm sorry, Falcon. But that's, and that's like what happens every time. I feel like dash attack never hits.
Yeah. I really love this perspective that the Falco is the one mindlessly lasering and you're the one very mindfully dash attacking towards him.
No, my dash attacks are also mindless, but I don't get a punish off of you whiffing a move.
No, that's very true. Very true.
You know what I mean?
He's like, if we're both mindless, you're the one committing the crime here.
Yes,
fair.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I totally understand. I get that.
I also like backwards short hop, which like while facing away from Sheik, if you backward short hop and she dash attacks and whiffs, and like you backflip, then you get a down air, like a super juicy late down air bit shine, and that actually like super punishes.
You know what's actually crazy is that one of my very first locals I went to in Michigan, it was in 2013 for sure. It was a beach house. You guys both know beach, right?
Of course.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
Okay. So beach. So he used to host this tournament called Beach House at his house, and so it was like Beach House 5 or whatever. And I had to play against Beach, and I had already played him 2 times. And I asked Kalindi, I was like, "Do you have any tips for me, bro?" And we didn't really know each other at this time. And he was like best friends with Beach. He's still amazing friends with Beach. He says, "I don't know, man. That's my dog." And I said, "Come on, anything. Like I don't know what to do." And he says, "Well, do you know about backflip?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Yeah, you can backflip over Sheik's grab and her dash attack. So anytime she moves forward, you just backflip." And I was like, "What the heck? That's crazy." And I still probably haven't done it a single time in an actual tournament set. But he told me that like 4 or like 4.5 years ago.
It's crazy because you actually backflipping has so many mix-ups off of it too. Because you can late back air. If they don't come in, then that's like a spaced move.
Yeah.
And if they do come in, then you down air on reaction. And if they're just far away, then you can backflip, turn around laser. And yeah, I don't know. The 3 of those are all just really powerful. So
I think they're really good too. Yeah. But so since we're not doing all that crowd stuff, that's kind of just theory things. How do you find yourself getting most of your grabs in the matchup, Faceroll? I'm curious. Is it like power shield laser grab or something?
His third whiffed CC grabs generally hits me.
Yeah. No, I don't. I just do a lot. I just move around on the ground. So it's a lot of like just wave dashing either out of a laser or just like in general, like wave dash forward, wave dash back, whatever. Dash dancing. A lot of it is like putting myself at a range where it's like if he downers at me, I die. But if he down airs in place or like back airs in place, I grab him and he dies. So there's a lot of that stuff where Squid will like laser and I'm like pretty close, like mid range, if that means anything to you, like Sheik dash attack range.
Yeah.
And then he'll laser and then like auto cancel back air like at me, but it doesn't hit. And then I can just wait or dash dance and then like boost grab the like back air. Like that's a lot of stuff that I'm looking for is just like whiff punishes and like really just execution testing myself because I don't get wake up shined enough. So I need to be able to force myself for you to also just spot dodge in the middle of the stage and me get grabbed off that.
Right.
That's like mostly, I mean, or just like, he down air, shine. I press A after the first shine, he double shines, but I grab after the second shine and he doesn't, and then I just kill him or something.
I feel like Squid has mentioned that before. How you wait for the double shine?
Yeah, I always act after the shine in shield pressure. So like dare shine, I immediately act. And either you do a second shine and I get hit, or you like do the second shine or I'm slow and you do the second shine and it just hits my shield and then I hit you.
Yeah.
A lot of it is like it doesn't feel that bad if I do it and I'm wrong. Like it doesn't feel that bad for you to for me to shield grab you and get shined. Because it's like either I grab you and theoretically you're dead, or you shine me and it's like, I was gonna get shined anyway, Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well just get shined in this moment instead of 5 seconds from now.
Yeah.
So, tell me what you think, because I know that you're looking for a lot of grabs, and that was the base of my question. Do you think that how valuable do you think Nair out of shield is in the matchup? And I'm gonna say just first that I saw some posts on the Falco Discord about how powerful Sheik Nair out of shield is. It's insane. Apparently, if you do it frame perfectly, you avoid shine grabs. Double shine doesn't even hit you, apparently, because your jump squat just straight up avoids it, and the curling of the startup of the Nair just doesn't work. And so it beats double shine, it beats shine grab. It auto cancels, so even if you shine wave dash back, you can't punish it. So apparently, it's incredibly powerful. But from your perspective and from using it in tournament, how do you think? Is it important?
I generally Nair out of shield is definitely very important. In fact, it's maybe the most important tech skill related thing that Sheik has. Because everyone's like, oh man, like, I'm a Sheik main, I'm a Samus main. Actually, Samus is a bad. But I'm a midweight / Cody. I'm not a cool spacey main. I've learned how to auto cancel fair and wave dash, and I've mastered all the tech. What else is there to learn? And like Sheik narrowed a shield. You have to be frame perfect, otherwise it's like objectively worse because of Sheik already has 2 full hops. So if you don't nair frame perfectly,
that's the only way you actually short hop is with a frame perfect aerial.
Yeah. So that's honestly maybe one of the most important things to like be technical at is like consistent frame perfect nairs. And I like had a kind of joke tweet, kind of not really, recently about like practicing that with like certain visual indicators. And so that's, I think, like super important. The main thing is it has longer range, and also it has just like a different range than grab does. So if you like certain times, if Falco like it reaches behind Sheik a little bit and also above her is the main thing.
Yeah.
So if Falco does like an aerial and is like somehow above me, but like not gonna get shield grab.
If he short hops to do like a late aerial on top of your shield.
Yeah,
that might avoid grab.
Right, or if he's like barely behind me, then you can it just has a better range sometimes. And also it's 1 frame faster, right? So that's important.
Yeah.
So generally I nair out a shield when it's like gonna hit and grab doesn't, basically.
I find that you actually don't use nair to shield as much as some Sheiks, and you like frame perfect wave dash out of stuff a lot. Like I'll do like shine down air, shine nair, or shine back air, and he'll wave dash out, avoid that aerial, and then grab me. And
interesting.
Yeah, that's I do that a lot. It's honestly it's a read. I just only use reads.
I know, yeah.
And it's I don't know how much you can actually you could probably react during the wave dash. But like if you hit my shield, I'm just wave dashing back and then immediately inputting like dash JC grab. You're gonna whiff something.
It's pretty tricky to punish, even if I know that's what you're gonna do. Like it's hard to have pressure airtight enough to get, because I mean we talked about how she gets super low during her jump squat and wave dash. So it's like if you most of my like I might double shine, and then whatever I do after the double shine, you can wave dash and like kind of barely get out under it or something. So
and it's wave dash is faster than, I mean, it's just a jump, right? So it's like I always way faster than nair would even be active. Yeah,
exactly. I had a tweet once that was like Puff's jump squad is a frame 1 out of shield option.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It's kind of true with Sheik as well, where it's like when you wave dash out, you kind of have a frame 1 out of shield option, because sometimes it's like I do something that would have like I'll do like shine fade away early down air, and in my mind it's like the early down air is supposed to be her doing something instantly out of shield.
Of course, yeah.
But the instant jump wave dash back actually just dodges the down air entirely.
Right.
And then I just whiff the fade back down air, and I don't fade back far enough, so he just dashes and grabs me.
Yeah, and that actually, there's a Smashboards gif somewhere where even if Falco does perfect nair. Late down air, or late nair shine, instant nair, Sheik just wave dashes back, and the nair just whiffs.
That's crazy.
Frame perfect nair whiffs, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's just like maybe one of the best out of shield options to just move around. And if you get hit, you're like on the ground and you're holding down.
And you're holding down.
It's like fine, you know? It's just like wave dash around, basically.
That's why my mix up generally is shine grab or double shine. And shine grab I do think catches it if you try to wave dash away.
Interesting.
Yeah, shine grab's good.
Yeah.
But Squid and I kind of discovered something recently. I don't know if you talked to Ginger about it.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure you've talked about like the laser thing and how the victory stacks if you only get hit by 1. Well, Sheik doesn't have to like be good from like 20% to 80%. We didn't test both ports, but like if Sheik just holds full away, she only gets hit by 1, so she just flies across the stage.
Really?
Off of up throw. So I don't know.
So for people watching, if you don't know what we're talking about, it's basically that like Falco's up throw shoots 3 lasers, and normally if you get hit by 2 or 3 lasers, you like don't really go anywhere. So Falcon get a follow up, and people talk about SDIing those lasers as if that's very important, and it is. You can SDI straight up, and that like kind of gets you out to a certain extent. But what's really good is if you only get hit by 1 laser, you go flying because of the way knockback stacking works. If you get hit by 2 moves pretty far apart from each other, then like you get the knockback of up throw and the knockback of 1 laser, and you actually just go flying across the screen. So that does not require SDI. That only requires knockback stacking to work. And we found a few setups like Falco can just hold straight away, and if Falco up throws you at 0% to like 20, you just go flying and no SDI is needed, and there's no way for him to follow up. And Sheik can do it 20 to 80%. You just hold away and you go flying. It's so far.
This has to be port dependent. It has to be.
So I tested the Falco one with both ports, and it wasn't port dependent. Like 0 to 20 with either port.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Sheik's is the same, because the fact that it works 0 to 8, it works 20 to 80. So with a different port, it might be like 15 to 75, but it's still
Yeah.
a huge window.
Oh God, why are we
yeah.
telling people this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't even mind getting grabbed, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like annoying. And then honestly, other times, like just 30% of the
It's
time.
annoying.
The 30% of the time, I just spot dodge down smash the shine grab, and it's
That's
just
true,
like,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
if you read the spot dodge, you just aerial me, and I'm already holding
Well,
It's
if Falco shine grabs and you spot dodge before the grab, he can shine before you
He
can
can
do
shine,
anything. Yeah.
before I can down smash.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
so.
well,
I'm almost
I
certain.
know it's before you can grab. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never tested down
I
smash.
think
but,
that if it's a buffered spot dodge after the first shine, you shine
Yeah.
grab shines. I think the next shine just hits you.
yeah.
Although shine is really small, it might just miss. Dear God,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I mean,
I mean, he definitely has spot dodge down smash me. I may be slow,
yeah.
but I don't know. I'll test it later.
From talking to Drug Fox, he said that grab does not work, but down smash does. That
Okay.
being said, I don't
Yeah.
know how much he's explicitly tested it. Obviously, you can just hold down versus down smash, and it doesn't knock you down to like 60 or something. But
Yeah.
because I would always be like, nice, I read him shine grabbing, and by that I mean I just flipped a coin and I was right this time.
Yeah.
I can't wait to grab him, and then I would get shined, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
I thought I won
Interesting.
that mix up, but I
Yeah.
guess grab isn't
It's so
real,
funny.
and
I don't
down
know.
smash might be real.
Well,
Yeah.
I know like Falco can definitely spot dodge shine. So frame 1 options definitely work. Frame 7s don't. So who knows about frame 5?
Yeah. Somewhere in between 1 and 7, there's something going on there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, yeah, I don't know. Here's something I was thinking about too, and we kind of got a little off track of that. But we were talking about how low to the ground Sheik gets when she jump squats, and so Kalindi
Yeah.
started talking about how Puffs should start doing jump cancel grab out of shield instead of just shield
Yeah, I
grab.
saw that. The
And so,
slow jump cancel grab.
Do we
yeah.
think that that's valuable for Sheik to do as well? What do you think, Faceroll?
I don't
No.
think against Falco,
Okay.
if anything.
But I don't. I don't really think so. Because her crouch is not as insane as Puffs.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you
And
avoid double shine or something, like,
If you avoid double shine, that'd be sick. But also, it's probably not worth the. Like, if you just hold shield or if you wave dash away, if
mhm.
those mix-ups are probably just as good, if not better, than
Yeah.
Although,
doing this. Also,
I will-
well, you have a slower jump squat, so you actually can't do it as long too. I
Yeah,
mean, a
that's
faster jump squat.
yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
I will admit that sometimes I jump cancel grab when I could just stand and grab. So maybe I've accidentally jump cancel grabbed out of shield.
Oh, that'd be so funny. Yeah.
I'm not sure. But
Interesting. Oh man, what was I gonna say too? Oh, there was something crazy important. Who knows what it was? It's gone.
it's gonna change
it had-
the world.
I know. It had something
Honestly,
to do with throws
just
and pressure.
while talking
Oh,
about
I
this, I
remember.
Oh, nice.
Can I say it? I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, I was ready to move on to rescue you, but if you have it.
Oh, this is great. Thank you so much. But I think I got it. So I think that the only pressure sequence, if Sheik is going to frame perfect nair me out of shield every time, or if they can wave dash back and it avoids a lot of shit, I honestly think that, and if you're Dreffin and you do full hop down air out of shield, I think that the only thing that you should be doing as Falco on a shield pressure sequence is late aerial, shine, wave dash back. I literally think that's it. I don't think there's anything else that you should do.
Well,
But what if you shine?
no matter what. Oh yeah. What if your shine hits? But no matter what, I don't think any shield pressure should be the same every time. First of all,
I don't know, because if you can't get directly punished, because what is she gonna do?
just gonna wave dash forward grab.
No,
I would do it every
not in
time.
time to hit you,
Yeah, probably not. You're right.
because you're at a frame advantage when you wave dash back.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
literally impossible for them to do that every time. But you're probably right. I'm just thinking the mix-ups just don't seem to be in
Strong
Falco's
middle
favor
attitude.
sometimes.
Yeah, I've been finding that too. But also, I don't know. Honestly, like late down air or late nair or late laser on her shield dash back has also been pretty good for me. Where I don't even do the shine, and then I just kind of dash dance around her or something, hoping to bait something. That can be pretty good. Or or something like the late back air on her shield. I feel pretty good when I land a late back air on her shield compared to landing shield pressure on top of her. Well, I'll do like late back air and then like short hop again, late back air or something. She can't even nair out a shield because I'm space, and if she nairs out a shield, I just auto cancel back air into it or something. Like that stuff feels pretty good. But then he can wave dash back and maybe grab the next thing I do. But like just maintaining solid spacing and pressure can sometimes be better than like direct on top of her pressure. Did we lose Faceroll? Is he gone?
Okay. He's back.
His webcam just like went black for a second.
Oh, sorry.
I guess honestly, and hopefully Dreffen doesn't watch this. I'm sure someone's gonna clip it and send it to him.
We'll just down there anyways.
No. The thing is, he is actually very legitimately he has thought this through, I'm sure, or he's just very lucky that he's playing these mix-ups because he either spot dodges after the aerial, or he grabs after the shine, or he nairs out a shield, or he down airs out a shield. He doesn't wave dash. He doesn't do that. Sometimes he rolls, maybe. But like really, he just does those things. He either grabs, down airs, or spot dodges. And I thought, what could I do to beat those things? Literally, what can I do to just beat all three of those things? Because if I do that, I don't think that I'm ever going to get hit by him out of shield. It's not like he does the plup stuff where he wave dashes forward and forward tilts on like the fadeaway aerials or anything like that. He's literally just doing this over and over and over again. And so I was just like, if I just shine wave dash back over and over and over again, I don't think that I'm going to get hit. Like, I just don't think anything's going to happen to me. And I think I'll catch him enough of the time with the shine that I'll be able to get a forward air out of it. I'll be able to get a down air at high percent so I can down air him into the platform and maybe get a
or you'll catch him like short hop down airing right in front of you as you wave dash back and then you down air that or something.
Exactly. Yes.
I think that's the stuff that like I'm looking for more in the Sheik matchup. It's how I described it. Like I want to mix up my attack timings to get her to whiff stuff. And sometimes it's trying to get her to whiff stuff that's punishable in reaction. Sometimes it's trying to attack at a timing where if she whiffs something that's not punishable in reaction but is punishable, then I'll get it. So like I'll do like laser one dash back, go in down air, and I do that down air not on reaction. I'm just going in after one dash dance.
Right.
That stuff feels really good against Sheik, especially because all these out of shield options that we're describing from her are like really frame tight, and therefore you don't have that much time to react.
That's true.
So if I do like laser dash back dash in laser, like if you don't power shield that laser and I land on top of you with something, and then I dash back out of that one, if you frame perfect nair to shield or frame perfect wave dash back or something, like then you risk just giving up more position, and I can just kind of do that like laser dash back dash and laser dash back dash and like a few times or something, and maybe you just corner yourself and suddenly you can't wave dash back anymore or something. So
that's true.
I don't know. I like that sort of pressure. Like if she whiffs something, I want to punish it rather than looking to land something on her shield, because recently that hasn't felt that good.
Right. I think something that I get stuck in is lasering too much in a row against Sheik, because sometimes I think about it as if it's Marth, right? Where like you just laser, and then you laser in place, and then you laser in place, and then you laser in place, and then he's like...
I actually don't think lasers in place are that good against Sheik.
I don't think so either.
One thing Faceroll does a lot is power shield wave dash forward jab or double jab. And I don't know if you saw a GIF that I posted on my Twitter one time, which was Luigi. But if you do like frame perfect power shield wave dash forward F tilt, it actually hits the consecutive laser before the laser comes out, even if the power shield doesn't hit you. Just because power shield wave dash forward is so fast if you actually make use of the no hit stun that you can hit Falco before he gets the laser out. So since Faceroll's wave dashing around out of shield anyways, just adding in a frame 2 jab during that wave dash is like not that big a commitment. And if he catches you and it like eats your jump input and then you standing laser afterwards, that's really bad.
Yeah,
that happens a lot.
Yeah, and if he hits you in the air, then you can't CC it. And so it's like there's definitely a lot of times that messes with me more than I think it should. So I've started to try to do more mix-ups off my lasers instead of consecutive lasers. At least in place.
Yeah. So, Faceroll, are you pretty consistent at power shielding lasers? Is that something that you've practiced? I guess that was going to be my question. Do you like go into 20XX? Do you practice power shielding against lasers?
It has been something I practiced in the past, not really recently. I wouldn't say that that's the crux of my anti-Falco game like it is for a lot of other people. It kind of depends, honestly. Some games I just get a lot. Like I try for them.
Yeah. That's the way I described it earlier when I was like...
other times...
Oh, you cut out for a second. Sorry.
Sorry. I go for power shields, but it's not something I base my game around, is what I'm trying to say. Some people are like, oh, I just power shield every laser, and then he's just always at it. And
Yeah.
obviously we've talked about how that's not really reactable and whatever.
Yeah.
But
Westballs doesn't believe it.
And
Yeah.
I don't try and do that just because I don't know. I don't think it's that important, to be honest.
Right.
I would
the
much
way I
rather
see it
move
is
around than try
yeah,
and
the way
power
I
shield
see it
stuff.
is Faceroll's trying to shield wave dash around anyways, and if he gets the power shield, then more power to him, but it's not a big deal. That's kind of how I see power shielding too. Like when I go for power shields, like most of the time, I'm not banking on getting the power shield for my option to be good. I want to do a good out of shield option, whether or not I get the power shield. And that seems to be the way to do it, I think. And then over time, you'll just get better and better at it and get more power shields anyways. But yeah.
I would just like. I would much rather power shield just so you are forced to stop lasering for like a second, assuming you don't short hop over the one that I power shielded. Like it's like that's all I care about. I'm like, wow, getting lasers is pretty annoying. Power shielding literally forces you to stop. Generally.
Yeah, kind of. I don't think it should, but kind of.
I mean that's
what makes me stop is when you do like power shield, wave dash, forward jab. And then even if I short hopped over that laser with a laser, you then take laser dash attack, and now you've covered like the whole stage with like power shield, wave dash, forward jab, take laser dash attack, and that one it's like, oh, I actually just can't keep lasering because he'll close the space in like half a second. Like so, and either the jab hits or the dash attack does.
Yeah, and one thing that I was going to bring up too is just doing multiple lasers in place. I actually don't even think is that good. So Faceroll's like getting lasered is really annoying. I don't even think that Falco should be lasering as much as they do sometimes, especially against Sheik, because I think it's this weird conception that I think like camping Sheik is really effective because I think Fox mains do it. I don't think it's something that like Falco can actually do. I don't think that Falco could just sit back and laser. And one of the things, too, is that you're giving up so many opportunities for reward because you're whiff punishing things like take laser forward tilt with another laser.
With a laser.
Yeah, and it's like that's not effective. Yeah. You actually have to hit them and actually start a punish. So you have to take risk as Falco, but the thing is you have to mix up what risk you're taking. But if you're just lasering in place, trying to gain better position or whatever, I honestly don't think it's that good because I mean, if you hit the laser and there's take laser forward tilting like 3 times in a row, they maybe took 6% from your stupid lasers. Like, it's just not worthwhile in my opinion.
Every forward tilt had a chance to kill you.
Every forward tilt had a chance. They could have dash attacked every time they did that. They could have power shielded the laser every time you did that. Like,
so I really like spacing pretty far away from Sheik. I had this big revelation when so Caesar is a Marth main I live with. He was struggling with Sheik. He did a big analysis of like PPMD versus Sheik and like as Marth. And basically, PPMD always talks about Marth versus Sheik just space outside the dash attack range. Like, he just says that, and people are like, oh, I guess I should do that. And then they play a match, and they get boost grabbed by Sheik or dash attacked, and they're like, oh, it's how the fuck do you do that?
That's true.
And in the analysis, like, he made a bunch of GIFs and, like, posted them, and we talked about it and looked at it. And PPMD is, like, across FD from Mewtwo King.
Really?
Right? Like, he spaces so far away from her. And then obviously he's like moving into her space, moving out. And then like when she whiffs something, he can down tilt it. Or he shallow down tilts just in case to punish it or something. But basically my takeaway from that was, oh, you actually just can space really far from Sheik, right? And like really far is eventually you get used to it and it's not that far. Basically, if I land a laser outside of range of Sheik, like power shield, wave dash, forward jab, or take laser dash attack, if I'm outside of that range, I think I get some sort of mix up there because like I can dash dance and on reaction, whatever she does, I can approaching laser pretty safely now, right? Like if she whiffs anything, even if she whiffs wave dash shield, right? I get to approaching laser on top of that pretty safely, or at least close the distance quite a bit and maybe get a pretty favorable mix up. So I kind of don't want to land lasers at that normal spacing that Falco wants to, which is the like short hop down air range away. I want to be a little further away from that and then threaten full approaching laser rather than threaten full approaching dare. And then hopefully I can get her to whiff stuff even from that distance. And if not, then I get to just approaching laser and then like maybe just approaching laser grab or approaching laser shine.
I think that one of the only things about that is it might be weak to a playstyle like Spark. Because let's say you're really far away from Sheik, she goes right to the spot that she wants, right? And so
the way I see that is like I'm not necessarily always trying to stop her from getting to the side platform. I kind of think like if people are gonna like cede ground control to me all the time in any matchup, but including versus Sheik, and maybe that's wrong because I have been struggling with Spark lately, but like if I can just let him go to the platform and then win that interaction, like that's a different game that we're playing, right?
Yeah,
Like I didn't walk up to that range and kind of try to bait down a fair and dash attack, or bait down a fair forward tilt, or bait out the needles and then bait something. You know, like I played that game instead. So basically, like step one is I just shoot these lasers at the range, and if he gives me the mix up, I take it. If he goes to the platform, then I switch to that or something. So
I get that.
Yeah, it's like different phases in like a raid
yeah,
boss.
right, yeah. I think of a lot of matchups like that. Like Peach is a big one. She has like 3 phases. She's either on
Float
the
phase.
ground.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
she's
funny.
floating. She's on the ground, or she's on the ground with the turnip, and that's 3 different raid boss phases. Like,
That's
you have to
so
play
funny.
different
I've never thought of it like that. So I think a good question, or not like a great question to end on. Well, maybe we could take Twitter questions after this, but the last question about the matchup, just so we can move on from this point. I just want to talk about ledge interactions a little bit, because for a long time, and the way that I beat Drug Fox, literally the first time I played him, I hit him off the stage. I would let him grab the ledge. I would go for like a timing read on his jump or something. And if it didn't work, whatever, he has the ledge, I'd literally just sit there and I'd laser forward tilt, literally over and over and over and over again. I'd laser forward tilt. They couldn't do anything. When I beat Dark Atma, another one of my first, I think that was my first time on a win ever. I literally shoved him to the corner, just laser forward tilt, and if they shielded it, I forward tilt again. If they try to crouch, I just down angled forward tilt. It literally doesn't matter. And I've played against Sammy's Sheik now, and I get ledge dash attack, I get ledge dash nair. I get ledge dash full hop to side platform.
Another big one I like to do is ledge dash power shield, because it's like the freest power shield of all time.
Yeah, most
You're
definitely.
through the entire time. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Wait. Never.
No, only use it versus Mega Christmas. The one I play against.
But yeah, actually, ledge dash power shield is so like I do it. I play with this other Falco player, CPU. I play with him all the time.
I love CPU.
And I love him. And I've started doing it like every time, to the point where I don't think it's very good to be spamming lasers against someone who's on the ledge.
I've said the same thing.
Yeah. Wow. So I actually just stand like outside of range and then just wait.
That's good,
because it's especially because like my answer to double lasers is to power shield the second one, which I think is optimal, because then it lets you cover other stuff. And if you take the first laser, or if he misses, it doesn't matter. The timing's the same to power shield the second one every time. Which means that I can just wait for a ledge dash option without having to like preemptively cover double lasers.
That's interesting.
Because I hate how most people say like cover double lasers by crouching it or shielding it or instant double jumping over it, and I'm like, all of those completely get destroyed by ledge dash. No,
I agree. But from the Sheik perspective, I'm just wondering how you feel when you're on the ledge, because I know that you said one of the things that you've been grinding recently even is like ledge dashing. Do you feel comfortable against Falco when you're on the ledge or in the corner? Because one thing too is I've talked to people, and I don't know why I always compare Marth and Sheik, kind of just their floaty midweights. But
they're the floaty midweights.
Exactly. So
but also Marth is much worse on the ledge.
That's what people tell me, and I think like, well, I don't know. I just laser forward tilt Sheik and nothing ever happens to me. But then Martha's on the ledge and everyone just dies. It's like it's literally hell over there. It's literally hell. You get forward aired from the ledge and you just fucking die. And people are like, Marth's so bad off the ledge, and then they get down throw down tilted somehow from the ledge. You know, they get up aired from the ledge, forward aired from the ledge dash up tilted, ledge dash grabbed. I'm like, I don't know. I think Marth might be kind of good, and Sheik never does anything. But from your perspective as the Sheik, and now kind of going into this meta where Sheiks can ledge dash. And also have all of their other mix-ups from the ledge. How do you think that kind of plays into the current Falco versus Sheik meta?
Well, specifically related to laser forward tilt, I don't think Squid is much of a laser forward tilter.
Yeah, I don't know if he's ever done it, actually.
Wow.
Ever.
I've definitely done it, but I've stopped contesting people at the ledge almost entirely.
Interesting.
For me, I'm always trying to just like execution test myself. So I'm like, I don't care if you're like just back airing or down airing or laser F tilting, because I'm trying to ledge dash F tilt you I'm trying to ledge dash dash attack you regardless of like what you're trying to do to beat me doing that. So if I'm like good at ledge dashing, which sometimes I'm incredible and other times I'm not, then that's how it's gonna work out. But also randomly about ledge dash or like laser F tilt, I've started doing this a lot versus Marth. If you just are outside the range and then read it, the F tilt or the Marth down tilt, you can just boost grab it.
Yeah, you've done that
whiff
quite a few times. Yeah.
And I do that versus like Marth because like I don't know if you can actually whiff punish Marth down tilt on reaction. It seems too fast. Like I play Zane and he just down tilts 8 times in 1 frame, and I'm like, yeah, Isaiah frames. Yeah, Isaiah frames. So I started doing a lot of like reading like grounded moves like that. Obviously it's a read, but like Plup will do like ledge dash like straight down.
Oh yeah.
And if you do that and don't get hit by the F tilt at all, then you can just like space around it. So that's another thing she could do. In that
or the Sammy,
scenario.
the ledge dash back.
Yeah, and I tried to do that and I lost the UCI weekly in game 10. I don't know if you know why why I died, but that is.
I did not.
He full hop backered my ledge dash like a fool. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna be so sick. I'm gonna ledge dash dance away. And Sheik's dash dance is just like, it's fine, but it's not that good. If I was Fox, you were done. But I was Sheik man at that moment. And I like dashed back and I just got hit by the back air anyway. But no, I think Sheik is pretty good on the ledge because her ledge dash is just very good. And she has very good ground moves. And also one of the things you said is like you can just get on a platform too. Like I said I don't like being on a platform that much, but like if they're only trying to do an aerial there, like at the grounded space near the ledge, like going to the platform's fine. So
yeah,
okay.
I don't mind being on the ledge if I'm ledge dashing. If I'm not ledge dashing properly, then I'm just like, wow, this is so bad. I can't believe he's just back at the ledge.
Yeah, my take on ledge dashes is basically to space outside. Basically there's 2 things I do against ledge dashing in any matchup, but Sheik is included. Either I space outside of any of her ledge dash options, and I make sure that I can have laser control and stage positioning when she comes up. So sometimes I spam lasers anyways until they show that they're going to ledge dash power shield every time or something, and then I'll try to like power shield on laser on reaction to them coming up. But otherwise, I just go for a read. I think you can just like go in and go for a read sometimes. Like if she ledge dash F tilts, that loses to run up shield. Stuff like that, right? If sometimes they ledge dash shield and I just run up grab. I kind of like playing that mix up. I know it's not always favorable and stuff, but like I kind of like playing the mix because like a lot of people don't think about their mix ups that much because not a lot of people challenge the mix up. You know, a lot of people just like. You know how Faceroll was describing it, I was like, oh, I'm going to ledge dash air, ledge dash F tilt to try to execution test myself every time. But if I'm intentionally going up there and doing run up shield, like I react to him starting a ledge dash with run up shield, so he doesn't have time to react to the fact that I shielded. Yeah. If he's just mindlessly execution and testing himself, I will win the mix up every time. So, yeah.
But I mean, there would be some level of conditioning there, I'm sure. Griffin would be good enough to not only do ledge dash shield at that point.
No, exactly. That's why I like mixing it up with being outside of range of everything. And so sometimes I go in the range and I play mix up, and ideally they don't even realize I'm playing mix up because most of the time I'm outside of range. So,
well, what you should, if you haven't already, maybe even some of the viewers, is watch. Like pertaining to this exact situation, but not against Sheik, but against Fox. If you've watched me versus Kalindi, it's so funny. Our interactions by the ledge are stupid because he has perfect execution, as everybody knows. So he does a ledge dash, and I decided a long time ago that it isn't worth. Through analysis, I decided it is not worth, and it's not in Falco's favor to actually play that mix-up game. But I kind of like doing it. So
same.
if you watch me play, it's so funny because if he ledge dash dashbacks, I've won games literally just run up, crouch, forward smashing. Yes, exactly. I just forward smash his ass and he's holding away. It's so funny. And I've been trying to ledge dash power shield his ledge dash nairs. And or ledge dash power shield up tilt. Yeah, I ledge dash power shield up tilt his ledge dash nairs. And so what he started doing is he's ledge dash just grabbing. And so he'll just grab me trying to shield.
Oh, yeah.
And then, okay, so now I am just going to whiff punish, like dash back, dash forward against the grab. And it's like, these mix-ups are stupid. We shouldn't even be playing these. But it is just kind of silly.
Koopa Troopa, because Koopa Troopa's a Mario, so the mix-ups are way simpler, you know? And he would ledge dash up tilt every single time. And eventually I started running up, shielding it, and down airing him or something to punish the ledge dash up tilt. He started doing ledge dash grab, so I would do run up, shield, spot dodge.
Oh my goodness.
And then I would punish the ledge dash grab.
That's good. It beats both up tilt and grab.
It beats both. Yeah, exactly.
The first time.
True.
Yeah. Well,
hey, come on, pick up the pace here, Squid.
Damn it. But yeah, spot dodge is pretty good against ledge dashing because they're only invincible for 13 frames, and you're also invincible for 13 frames when you
There you
spot dodge.
go.
So.
There you go. It's as simple as that. We've unlocked how to beat ledge dashing. You know
It
what pisses
honestly
me
is,
off
though.
the most, though? You know what pisses me off the most is when I'm so genius that I've read their ledge dash option and they do it too slowly. I like go for a power shield and I press and release my trigger and then they just nair me in the face during my guard off frames.
Yeah.
I just want to die. I think you aren't good at the game and that's why you hit me. Like that's unfortunate, but that's not what I think. I'm just joking. But
I've never gone for a power shield on a ledge dash. That sounds hilarious.
Oh, it's so good. It's
Yeah,
so
me
good if
neither.
you can land it. But I kind of think that's a good place to stop talking about the matchup. I don't know about you guys. If you guys have any other questions, Faceroll Squid, if you guys want to talk about anything else in particular about the matchup, are we good?
Nah, I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh wait! I have one more. Ginger.
Okay.
I
yeah.
had this idea and I haven't tested it yet. Do you think it's possible when Sheik like short hop needles and you're like angling your up B up to the ledge, like on FD, let's say?
Okay.
She short hop needles and she hits you with it. Do
Uh-huh.
you think it's possible to SDI up and land on stage?
How many needles am I getting hit by?
She short hops, charges like 2, and then lets him go and she lands.
Where are the needles connecting with me? Like sweet spot?
Like I'm going for a sweet spot on the ledge and it doesn't work ever. I don't think
that it's possible.
you don't think I can.
I think
SDI
with
up to
I think
stage?
with TAS SDI, I think it's
Yeah.
possible. I don't think you could do it as a human.
Dang it.
I'm almost certain.
Do you think I'm dead there every time? Let's say I side B at Sheik and she's standing needles. So now I have to up B below it. And then she's going to short hop needle that angle.
No, I think you're good because you can SDI into the stage after that, and then you can do the up B angle backwards away from the ledge and
I
grab.
think
But
after
she
the
can't
short hop
kill you
needle-
by needling.
After the needles, she'll grab the ledge. Because she didn't have time to grab the ledge after the standing needle.
That's fine.
why she had to
That's
short hop.
fine if you're next to the stage, or if you're underneath the stage like that, because you
No,
can tech if
she'll-
she comes down and hits you.
No, you can't.
Yes, you
Because
can.
Either she'll soft back air me 3 times, or she'll Sammy fair me and it'll reverse fair. And then maybe I can SDI into the stage.
No. That's why you do the up B away from the stage, because she's gonna Sammy fair the one going straight up, and then you go away from her and you grab the ledge. She looks like an idiot. So no, I think you're good. I think you're good.
I think you're good.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
completely fine.
Any of the Sheiks out there, just don't needle the ledge. It seems useless.
It's so good. It's like the one thing that makes your Arcadian Sheiks become ranked. 'Cause it's the only thing that beats Spacey's sweet spotting the ledge. It's just literally her only move besides chain, I guess. It's literally the only one. No other move does it. You can't. It's not even.
I mean,
none
you're
of it.
right. But honestly,
Literally
most
none.
characters don't have anything. So,
Well,
I don't
then
know
she
about
should
that.
Learn her privilege and
Hell yeah.
do the one thing that does it. That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
That's
I
true.
mean, you're right. But most characters don't really have anything.
That's true. Well, interesting. Falco
That's
versus
true.
Sheik.
Okay.
So for the next like small portion, I think that we should take questions from the chat. I don't know if all 3 of you
Oh,
have, or all 3 of you. I'm one of them. Have chat open. Captain Faceroll already says yes. He responded to the question in the chat. I mean, we can talk about it. But if you guys have any
Griffin,
questions,
you're supposed to talk about the question.
yeah, I'll just be sitting here typing. I'm
It's
going to turn on
funny.
my desk
It's
mark and we just
funny.
type.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh yeah, thanks. I
Also-
appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, if you guys have any questions, we'll probably take just a few and then end the podcast. I think we've been at this for 2 hours now. So
Yeah. So I guess we can't answer that question first, right? Can Sheik down smash on shield be punished? I think there's like a couple things you can do. You can do the duck and spot dodge after the first hit and then
Duck.
punish. I've never done that.
me neither. I've
I
thought about doing it.
generally,
I practiced
just-
it
You've practiced it?
on
and
Uncle
never
Punch.
did it?
Nope, I don't play any Sheiks that force me to do that. So
That's
Interesting.
yeah,
true.
yeah.
I generally just wave dash forward, shine, and then I'm late, so I shine grab.
What if you
Always
get
works.
hit? What if the Sheik is facing away from you and down smashes? That changes frame data, frame advantage.
No Sheik has ever done that. And it's worth playing the mix up against.
That's not
Dude,
true. That's not true.
What if auto cancel fair turnaround down smash is the pressure you're supposed to do?
Well, no, because people do that against puffs because then they can't rest you.
Yeah, but no puff rests you besides Michael's.
Well, Well, it was a thing in the Midwest because 4% was doing it. That's literally the only reason I
Yeah.
know this.
No, I know. No, I've obviously heard that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think it's kind of bad, but yeah. So
I
there's
think
that.
down
Yes, you can
smash
punish
is
it.
just kind of bad on shield.
Yeah.
So
Right.
trying
I
to
think
make it better is not that good.
I might be able to down air it.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I think you can shield SDI in and down air.
Yeah.
So one thing, I think it's exactly like Space Animal Dash Attack. And I don't know if both of you probably heard Sammy talk about Space Animal Dash Attack. It's one of the things he's like, nobody punishes it for some reason, but it's really bad. Like you can drop your shield and then punish them, but people just freak out. Like, oh, they dash attack my shield, better freak out. And that's I think
freak out.
I think that's what people do when Sheik down smashes their shield. They're like, it hit my shield like 5 times. What the fuck? And then they just freak out.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I think that's what they do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I've had Marth pretty consistently punish my dash attacks on shield with like wave dash back grab or down air out of shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the only reason I'm learning how to up smash out of shield.
Really?
Because it just hits both sides, so it doesn't matter how you space. It's just and it pops up at 30. So even if you're holding down, it's just like, Glah.
Yeah.
Because I'm incredible at dash JC up smash, which is one of the hardest techs, non-ironically. I'm incredible at that, but I do it with up and A, which is it makes no sense to do out of shield. So I
right.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
So
interesting.
We have more questions.
Yeah, there was a question. Can you explain the Falco Ditto laser mix-ups on the ground? I actually have that written in my FAQ, so that can just kind of be taken care of there. I don't think that's pertinent to this conversation.
That's a long question, and it's
a long question.
But that's a long answer. Yeah.
What do you think high jump dare on neutral? Oh, geez. I've been done it, and it seems... I'm sorry, English might not be their first language, which is fine. I've been done it, and it seems really effective. If you space it well, she can't do anything, and all of her aerials get beaten by Falco Dare.
It's true.
So this is probably full jump dare. I think that if you full hop as Falco, she can react and hit you with a full hop up air. And most of the time it'll trade. Yeah, I think it's literally percent dependent. I think if you're at the lower percent, I think it's actually effective to go for that trade. If you're at the higher percent, I think it is not effective.
She can also like dash dance grab it or wave dash back grab it. It's like hard to do because of Falco's drift and fast fall mix ups, but like I've definitely I full hop down air and she like wave dash back grabs. And I'm like, man.
Yeah. Do you think the same thing, Faceroll? Do you think that Falco full hopping above you isn't that effective?
It's not incredible if you don't try and... I am surprised you guys are afraid of Sheik up air, because I always try and up air, and I always... So...
I think you probably just trade, and then the thing is you just tech it, or you land on the ground, and then you kill us. Like, it doesn't feel good.
You do 36 more up airs after that first one.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
That's because I'm sick and I have the punish game of a genius.
Right.
It's not because of anything of the map. In general, I have a very hard time directly contesting full hops. So in general, the most contesting thing I consciously think
double
to do
jump fair
is I would much rather just like turn around and back air. It's like you're Luigi, and I just like full hop backer you because you like your aerials don't hit all the way over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think full hop is that good, but if you watch Westball's play versus me, that's like all he does. So
that is all he does, but that's all he does in every matchup. Like against Marth, he's just up there, and then you watch Mango, and he never goes up there. And I think, well, one of them is getting better results than the other, and I have to think that's part of it.
Yeah, but I've also haven't played Mango in tournament in 4 years, so who knows if he really has better results.
Ah, true.
Yeah,
true.
Might just have worse results. Faceroll's gonna farm Mango.
I mean, Spark couldn't do it at Shine, but
but Spark has a wildly different game plan than you.
Exactly, wildly different.
That's all I'm saying.
I have a question for Faceroll. Have you looked at your big house bracket? And would you like to talk about it for a small amount of time?
I honestly am not going to big house, but I would love to hypothetically talk about.
Wow.
I'm number 39. I'm probably seated. I thought Gatsu was seated 23rd, and I'd like to think I'm either slightly above or slightly below him. So 25 puts me playing 8. Who's 8 now? Like Axe or something? I'd probably lose to Axe because I lost him at Arizona.
Well, you have to play somebody hard before that.
No.
Yeah.
Name one time I've lost to someone before that round.
That's a good point. You're right. I can't.
You actually cannot because I never have, but at 25, I would be playing 50. I'd be playing 50, and 50 is probably like rank 60. Who's rank 60? Probably like Dreffen.
Probably like Zamu or something.
Oh yeah, Zamu
No.
is actually 50.
Oh, Zamu.
Zamu's 52. So I would maybe lose to Zamu actually, but I hope
Zamu's really good.
Yeah,
I hate Zamu. I'm just kidding. Anyway,
he's way too good, but
he's so good.
No, that's
Yeah.
my hypothetical bracket. I beat Zamu, I act barely, and then I lose to like Army and Losers or something, and that's my
Yeah.
That's
rough.
Or Santi. You lose to
Yeah.
Santi or
Oh
Army and
no.
losers.
Oh no.
that's my national. So yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. Other questions: are laser heights as important as aerial heights? I don't know how to answer that. Maybe you guys can take that one.
They're both important.
Faceroll, you think
But
the same thing?
probably not as important, but they're probably not very comparable.
I think if you were to, I think laser heights are probably quite important, but as a mid-level Falco like myself, if you can choose whether to do an early aerial or a late one, that is going to give you a lot better results than if you can do an early laser versus a late one. That's because not getting shield grab means you make it out of.
I like that. I like that.
That's true.
Next question. And this is, we really should have like a meme answer about this because I could actually make a full podcast about this. What do you think is the best way to get out of Sheik's tech chases? Tech in place and get up attack seem like the hardest to react to, says someone in the chat. What do you think, Faceroll?
Get up attack is the easiest to react. You have the most frame leniency. So, if you get hit by it, it's the easiest to react to. Because it's the longest animation and there's hit lag.
Well, it's because Faceroll crouches it. So maybe if they go for power shields, it's hard. But if you're just crouching it,
it's impossible if they go for power shields.
For me personally, it's probably mistech roll away, like mistech, and then I crouch because jabbing is like a mix-up that's like not that good for me. Although I jab sometimes because sometimes the less often you jab, the better the jab is. In my opinion.
I agree.
Spark, you know what his answer to SDI up shine is?
What?
If you jab,
Does he shield?
And
You
it's just fun.
But that's fine because then you just jump away.
Yeah, and then he full hop fairs you, and you have no
No,
jump.
you jump off the side, and you're good. You're good.
You're good. I'm pretty sure you're good.
I don't have to think about that one very hard.
Jab shield.
You should just wake up, shine grab. Wake up, land, shine grab.
He either no, because I'm shining in the air because my SDI is
No,
insane.
land because you're yeah.
Oh, actually, you can do that. I played Gatsu at Genesis 4 or Genesis 3. No, Genesis 4. I jabbed him because I didn't know how to crouch yet. I jabbed him. He SDI'd up, fast fell, grabbed me up through kneed me, and I died.
I believe you.
I'm not going to do that. I also think it's impossible if he mixes up single jab or double jab.
Yeah. Or like jab F tilt or jab up tilt.
Yeah.
But so for me personally, okay, the main thing actually, the real answer is to learn how to shine frame perfectly out of your defensive option. And the reason for that is your tech rolls and your tech in place animation are always the same animation, always, unless you like slide off or something. Like your tech roll is always 40 frames or something, and your tech in place is always 26 frames or something.
That's not what it is, but yeah.
Sure.
It's a certain amount of frames.
And so you should always be able to time your shine to be perfect or 1 or 2 frames off. Like always. Like it's not variable is what I'm trying to say. It's constant.
Yes.
So when I play against bots on 20XX or Uncle Punch or whatever, and they shine frame perfectly, I'm like, wow, this is actually really hard. Like, good thing people don't do this, but they could if they wanted to. Specifically out of mistech options, because I swear if you mistech and then roll, you shine before your roll is like done. Like, you're like still rolling, and then the next frame you're just shining, and it's just really hard. So that's actually my suggestion.
The problem with that is it feels like really dirty to practice tech in place shine. You know?
Yeah, it feels like, oh, I'm practicing my execution test. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like I'm trying It doesn't feel good.
No, okay, so yes.
Do you have any
you
tips
gotta-
for that?
You got to reframe your mindset and realize you have so much respect for your opponent. The only thing you can do is execution test them because they've already succeeded. You know,
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
the only thing you can do is like, okay, well, I'll just make it as hard as possible for like I'm making you earn it. I guess is one way to think about it.
Okay.
I think execution testing is actually the nicest thing you could do because it's the most respectful. Like,
Well, no, the
respect
most
you so
respectful
much,
is
all I
to
can do-
practice not getting grabbed.
Oh.
No, because you accepted your fate and you're getting grabbed.
Mm-hmm.
What the? Why am I
No.
getting grabbed?
But wait.
What did I do to get grabbed?
Why wouldn't you respect your opponent's reactions, right?
Well, you are, but you're like making them react.
I
You know
think
what I mean?
that every single Falco in the chat here, do this. Just go home. No. Listen to me. Go home and just practice your recoveries because you've already gotten thrown off the stage. Like your opponent's too good. Just literally go practice your recoveries because there's no way you're getting
she's
out of the tech chase. No.
No, there's no point in practicing the recoveries because Shore Hop Needle covers everything.
Right. What you got to do is LRA start and pick Sheik instead. And then from there, I don't know what to tell you because I'm not a Sheik main. So
You grab a lot. We actually didn't really talk about edge guarding besides the like needle thing.
that's true.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what time we're at. If you guys have, I personally hate edge guarding Falco because I
Yeah.
feel like there's a 10% chance I die from double jump downer. And
Yeah.
also, last time we played,
downer.
I threw you off stage. I was like, he's gonna double jump downer, and then I short hop nared immediately, and your downer just beat my nair. I
Yeah,
don't know
because
why
I
that happened.
shine stalled and read your nair timing.
Oh, I love doing that.
You didn't.
What
My
the-
nair was there. You
Yeah,
didn't do anything.
and I was shine stalling, and I was like, haha, nair, perfect timing during his landing lag.
Nah, I don't. No, it wasn't landing lag. It was like it just beat my nair.
Nope.
No, it sounds likely. Falco's really good and Sheik is really bad, so I understand.
But I actually, a lot of people are like, yeah, you just gimp Falco, and I don't personally, I don't know how you feel. I don't think I have that great of success actually gimping Falco that much.
You've
So-
been having more success these last couple weeks, I think, compared to the past.
Okay,
I think
here's what I
I've
think.
thought about it more because I hate getting someone off stage, and I'm like,
and dying.
my grandmother would have edge guarded that, you know? And but she's not here right now. I have the controller, and I missed it.
That's true. So here's what I think. Duck said it was just a random car ride. We're in this random car, and he says, yeah, you know when Sheik back throws Falco near the ledge, it's just a 50-50, and he's dead. And I was like, what? Or maybe he said that it was a guaranteed thing. He said, yeah, if you back throw at the ledge, I think that Falco's just dead on reaction. And I was like, there's literally not a way that that's possible. I refuse to believe that. With all the mix-ups I could think of, I was like, there's no way they could cover all of it on reaction. We tested it, and we essentially found at least one option through limited testing that it was like jump immediate side B, I think was like the option that beat it. Because he says what you should do every single time when you get a back throw at the ledge is you short hop backwards off. And then you just react from there. If they shine stall, you just fall with them and just...
That doesn't get double jump down air?
I have no idea. Look, I think the Duck's an idiot. But...
Hell yeah.
I'm just kidding, but I really don't think that he fully thought it through, but I do think that Duck is a smart guy, so I was like, why did he think this? There must be... And I do think it's a pretty good situation, and I do think that you can do a lot on reaction that Sheiks aren't doing right now, but you definitely can't cover everything. Certain air dodge angles, double jump sweet spot, mixed in with all the different shine stall timings, mixed in with double jump backwards, mixed in with instant jump side B and the shortens and everything like that.
And sometimes wall jump.
Sometimes wall jump. And I think that one of the things, too, is that I actually see Falcos getting back thrown in the corner, all the way in the corner, less and less and less and less. And I think that it's because there's no reason to shove in that far, right? Like, all the way into the corner on a Sheik that's shielding. Like, I'm pretty sure that just walling out in center stage is becoming more popular or more meta. And late aerials into the corner and just safer pressure are becoming better. People aren't just early naring into the corner as often as they were. So it's like, I don't even think that's a situation that comes up very often anymore. I don't know.
I get forward thrown off more than I get down thrown off because I get tech chased to the edge. So
Yeah, I feel that. I think that forward throwing off is worse though, because then it takes more time. So I think double jump downer becomes a lot better because there's a lot more startup for them and whatnot.
Yeah. I haven't labbed either out, but I definitely just die half the time from forward throw and back throw. So
Yeah,
it's about a 50-50.
I do think that we could spend quite a while talking about all the mix-ups, like what beats the rising down air and how that relates to what beats the air dodge, and how jumping back and what percents. Because I think like under 30%, I just don't think that you can die. I literally think you just jump back up B and then I think you would live.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I kind of think
Wait.
that's what.
Oh no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I'm a
If
genius.
Even if I read it, you just side B because you just side B immediately, and you. But what I actually think. Okay, well, actually, if I were as the Falco main myself, playing against Sheiks all the time, the best recovery option, like your level 1 option, is like what I like to call it, or like the thing. Assuming you're playing against an opponent who you know nothing about, and you just are basically choosing an option that you think has the best risk reward, not knowing what they're going to do. Assuming you're under 30, then yeah, I think a B is probably the best. But otherwise, I think it's just like Shine Stall. Because like for Sheik to beat that, she has to like pretty riskily grab the ledge or riskily like run off like Nair or back air or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which covers Shine Stall, but also just loses to like a lot of other things like double jump downer.
Yeah.
So for all the Falco mains, I personally suggest just Shine Stalling. Yeah. Especially because not that many mid to low level players do it. So it's also just kind of weird to
to play someone who's not that good, but then they shine stall.
Yeah, no, it's odd. But then you could do the Sammy thing where you do the run off double poof up B ledge grab against the shine stall.
And that actually just loses to double jump downer. So I don't do that.
It loses double jump downer and it loses to it loses to double jump instant sweet spot. No, that's not true. I just made that up.
Well,
Never mind.
It's actually it's like fine, but I've done it and died to because you lose you don't have intangibility during the double poof or the run off edge cancel. I don't know why, but you don't have intangibility even though you've done the first poof already. So Santi double jump down air and I died.
Wow.
Like I did the first poof, the double jump downer either clanked or just like didn't get hit by the first one, and then before the second one came out, I got hit by the downer and died.
I have to do more rising downer instantly then. It's just so level 1, like day 1 Falco that I just feel awful doing it.
Well, it's like I think it's a lot of like so for me, a lot of the ways I weigh risk reward is worst case scenario. I just I already got back thrown off the ledge. I'm dead anyway, so I might as well kill them or make them respect the fact that next time I might just grab the ledge or side immediately or something. That's how I always feel about it. That's why I'm always like, well, shield grabbing is actually the most optimal because you already got punished for being in shield. So I might as well grab them and kill them.
Yeah. It's like no matter what option you pick, if you get red, you'll die. But at least with down air, you might kill them.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess so. I think I see you double jump down airing a little too much sometimes, Squid. I think please just stop doing it. Please just stop doing it. Please. And
if Sheik had Marth counter, you would have no chance.
Dude,
I would just counter and you would die.
It's like that time where Wizzy kept trying to do double jump down air back to the stage against somebody. I don't know if you guys remember that set. Yeah, Wizzy just does that. And I'm like, what the heck is this guy doing?
Wait, I don't know what you're talking about.
He just did it in 3 sets. I think it was against Armada or something. He kept getting hit off the stage and you just double jump dare as Wizro, as Falcon. I don't know why. I swear it never hit. I'm sure you are.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and answer questions. I got added a lot.
Okay.
That I can do it fast. I'm going to try and answer the ones that seem relatively serious.
It's blurred.
It is blurred.
NZ Rider says, who do you think wins Falco Sheik and by how much? I don't really think that's that important, but I'll say Falco by 2%. 2%. On the note of tech chasing, are the KOU flashes, or the KO flashes? Are the KO flashes distinguishable in tourney situations? If you're talking about the green flash when you miss a tech, then yes. If you're talking about the fact that when you tech certain directions, it's either blue or yellow, I don't think I personally look for that. If you're asking how I tech chase and what I use to distinguish, it's generally just positioning. So, well, first of all, Drug Fox has a very incredible blog post on his blog called Portrait in Smash. If you Google Portrait in Smash blog, it'll come up. And he has a post specifically on tech chasing and how it's a lot more like deeper than you might think just looking at animations. He talks a lot about like rhythm. But I personally just tech chase based off positioning, I think. So I down throw them, and then I have an internal rhythm to when I know Sheik is actionable and to when I know the Spacey is at a point where I can react to it.
Yeah.
So then I try and tech chase based off of that. I honestly think animations aren't that important, but you should be aware of them, is how I feel.
Interesting.
I tried, when practicing one time, I tried doing this thing where I would like click twice, like out loud. I'd go like...
to throw them off?
No. Like I was practicing by myself against the CPU.
Oh, okay.
I would click once when I hit the ground and once when I'm supposed to react. So like, because you have to train yourself not to react until you're supposed to react. Right? So by going like... And then I would like react after the second click. And then I started doing it like in my head in matches. So I'd like hit someone down a bit. Like in my head, I just hear like click, click, now react, right?
Really?
And that way you get to react as fast as you can in response to the click in your head rather than in response to something happening. I found that kind of helpful.
And that's actually exactly something that Drug Fox mentions in the blog post. And if you actually do the clicks more in succession, so it's like...
Yeah.
It's actually just wobbling. It's the same wobbling BPM.
Oh shit!
And that's not a joke. It actually is 200 BPM.
It's 200 BPM.
Oh my goodness.
So that's just
good. I get wobbled all the time, so I can have that rhythm ready.
Practice it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Me too. Is it good to try and wall out Falco as Sheik? I think it's really good, but also I think that if the Falco doesn't attack you, then I get really bored and anxious. Like sometimes I just short hop fair versus Squid like 10 times in a row, and then I'm like, this time I'll full hop fair, and then I just don't hit him ever, and then somehow he gets under me and shines me and I die. So walling out is like super good, but you have to be walling out, and this is something we talked about a little bit earlier, sort of in a way that you can actually like hit them. Like we discussed it a little bit where like why just mindlessly like lasering repeatedly isn't that good, because if you punish something, you're only punishing it with a laser. Like the issue why camping isn't like that good is because you're never like getting openings. You're just only running away or being defensive or like walling out, which is fine sometimes. But if that's like your only game plan, I don't think it's that good, because what if you're no longer like in a position where you can wall them out? What if you're in the corner? Or what if they just decide that they have the lead and it doesn't matter that you're walling, So it's good, but it's not like it should be your life goal, I don't think. Yeah, okay. Those were the only questions I think that I saw in chat.
Cool.
Nice.
Well, do we want to wrap up? You want to take us out here, Squid?
I'm down.
All right.
Yeah, I think this was a good episode. It was fun. I think, yeah.
I think yes.
Yeah. No, I hope you guys enjoyed the discussion. It was fun to have Faceroll here, and I knew a lot of the answers to the questions and his thoughts, but I didn't know all of them. Like, I didn't know that you were a Peach main before you were a Sheik
I didn't
main.
know that either.
Yeah. I was sick. I was nuts.
I was nuts. Yeah, this podcast is now officially consistent and bi-weekly, and I'm officially a co-host, so I will be here on all of them now. So I hope you guys tune in. I'm sure, I don't know if there's a schedule posted somewhere, but or if we know
there
who the next
isn't,
guest is
because
gonna be.
we gotta schedule with the guests and get all that stuff worked
Hopefully,
out.
as we keep doing it, we can like have the next guest lined up ahead of time, and we can announce it on the podcast. That'd be
right.
Yeah, but they're definitely going to be every 2 weeks. So like check Twitters and stuff to keep track of when the next podcast is going to happen. And hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
All right, guys. See you later.
Yep.
Thank you
Bye,
for having
everyone.
me.
Peace.